Yeah.
You know how foggy it is here. You can barely see the street light in front of us.
Boner alert.
What?
Boner alert?
By the way, that says foghorn.
Oh, okay.
I'm not kidding.
On that button says foghorn?
I will push it and take a video. This is what
Go ahead.
says foghorn.
Boner alert.
Well, some people might get aroused by fog.
Fog can be very stimulating.
I would love to hear from a listener who gets turned on by fog.
By fog?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, feel free to call if you would like to admit
Boner alert.
your little idiosyncrasy this
Please.
morning. So, Ariana Grande. Oh, wait, do you want to get a video
Yes.
of that? All right, Marissa wants to get an actual video
What does that say?
of Steve.
Foghorn ship.
Hit it.
Boner alert.
There you go.
Okay. Ariana Grande, Ryan Gosling, and Melissa McCarthy have been added as presenters for the 2024 Oscars, which are set for Sunday. And in addition to presenting, Ryan Gosling will perform I'm Just Ken from Barbie. He's also nominated for Best Supporting Actor for a scene-stealing role in the film, of course. They're going to revive, Steve, apparently a presentation tactic that they last used 15 years ago, where a group of previous winners in each acting category will pay tribute to this year's nominees before announcing the winners.
Okay.
I don't know how that's going to work.
So they, yeah,
I don't remember that.
Basically, yeah, it's just the way you described it. I just hope they stick to whatever script they have for them, and they do a little. It was. I didn't find it obnoxious. It worked. Just keep it quick.
It's hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, broadcast live on ABC Sunday, 7 p.m.
Yeah, which they're starting earlier, obviously keeping an eye on everyone's. You got to realize that for them on the West Coast, it's ending way early. So it's starting, for them, it's starting at
4 o'clock.
4. Yeah.
4 o'clock early in the day, but that's okay. Come on.
F them.
Got a whole country to deal with here.
Got jobs to go to.
The NAACP Image Awards have announced that Queen Latifah will return to host its 55th annual ceremony this month. It announced that the Chairman's Award will be presented to writer, poet, and activist Amanda Gorman, known for her powerful performance of The Hill We Climb at President Biden's 2021 inauguration. This year's nominees include Coleman Domingo, Ayo Edebiri, Kiki Palmer, Victoria Monet, and Usher as well. They highlight the achievements of artists, writers, entertainers, activists, and change makers in the Black community. And the show will air live on Saturday on CBS and BET at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles.
And for some reason, they're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to Tom Arnold.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
Maybe with
that.
his birthday coming
Yeah,
up,
maybe,
or
yeah.
it being today and everything. Comedian Nick Swardson blamed a combination of edibles, alcohol, and high altitude and what he called brain diarrhea for his controversial performance in Colorado on Sunday. Swardson, known for his work in Adam Sandler productions and Reno 911, was booed and escorted off of the stage during a show at the Viller Performing Arts Center in Beaver Creek. Footage showed him rambling and failing to deliver impressions, leading to an increasingly restless and unhappy crowd. The show was ultimately cut short, and a representative from the venue later apologized to the audience and offered refunds and credits as well.
So I was telling you guys about this yesterday because I saw some footage. Somebody took it on their phone, and they'd killed the stage lights and they killed the mic. So it's a theater, and you can't even hear what he's saying. And then somebody clearly from the venue walks out and is like, "You have to leave now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just, I watched a couple of clips of him leading up to that, and he is just going, okay, so what now? Okay. What are you saying? What? He's just talking to the audience and just not even in a routine at all, and it was very uncomfortable. And that's too bad, but you know what? He overdid it.
Not making excuses, but I've had a couple of beers at high altitude sometimes, and it can mess with you.
Does it kicks your ass?
Yeah. Like sometimes you just don't know that it's going to hit you the way that it does, and especially if you've been at lower elevations and then you're all of a sudden in a place like Denver or whatever, it can get you real fast.
Yep. Hang on a second here. Tom is turned on by the fog. Hi, Tom. You're on the air. Good morning, sir.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? All right. What's up, dude?
So, last season, I'm a high-rise window cleaner here in Philadelphia, and I got transferred over to Atlantic City, and I was doing some of the casinos out there, and it was foggy one morning, and my wife and I, she was with me, and we decided to go for a walk, and it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I mean, the fog is dense. You couldn't see anything. We could barely see. You couldn't even see the ocean.
Yeah, they call it the marine layer when that comes in. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the Tom layer because I love the fog. we end up having sex on the beach.
No kidding.
Was surprisingly enough, there was no walkers, no one none of the guys walking around looking for seashells, people partying from the night before, walking around looking aimlessly around for nothing. We were able to have fun, and I had a poncho with me, so it was a poncho from Chile, and I laid it on the ground for my wife on the beach, and
wow.
we ended up first making love, and then we proceeded to passionately take advantage of each other, and nobody was around, and it was great. So every time it gets foggy, I always tease my wife. I'll come up behind her. I'll throw the poncho down on the ground, no matter where we're at, and I'll go, "Want to go?"
Tom,
Boner alert.
don't take this the wrong way, but you sound like a guy that would be turned on by the fog.
I'm also the guy. I'm Zeppelin's dad. I was the guy that Zeppelin got on stage with the Foo Fighters years back.
Okay.
Oh, the kid who got up and played guitar?
Yeah. No. He invited us up. We made a sign, and it was like, "My name is Zeppelin, and all I want for Christmas is Foo front seats." And that's when he was on the throne, and he pulled us up, me and my wife and my son. We were on
I
stage.
kind of remember this story. Yeah.
You got stories, buddy.
Dude, man. All right, well, good.
Good time. All right, guys. Take care. Good morning.
Banging in the
Thanks,
fog.
buddy.
Yeah.
See you later, man.
I like that guy's got energy. That is the kind of guy who would bang on the beach.
He's got energy. You
I
are
like
correct.
that.
I like it too.
He's the one.
Wish I got
All
a
right.
boner from fog.
So, moving on, entertainment news. Travis Barker's influencer son, Landon, has confirmed his diagnosis with Tourette's syndrome amid fan speculation that he displayed symptoms of the condition. The 20-year-old, who has 5.5 million followers on his verified TikTok, shared a video in which he responded to a comment asking whether he had the neurological disorder. He said, "I actually do have very, very minor Tourette's." He said, "I've had it since I can remember, like preschool. I remember exactly because the teacher used to accuse me of rolling my eyes at her because one of my tics was like a weird thing I do with my eyes." We know somebody who's like that.
Yes, yeah.
And according to the Mayo Clinic, Tourette syndrome is known for triggering repetitive movements or unwanted sounds that sufferers struggle to control. Barker said that these days he's more prone to moving his head in a certain direction or rolling his jaw as he demonstrated for the camera. And he said it really just acts up in nervous situations and nerve-wracking environments for me, but I thought that I'd just share because why not? The younger Barker also opened up to people last year about his mental health, noting that he'd always struggled with a bit of OCD, ADHD, and anxiety, but also experienced depersonalization, derealization disorder while abusing alcohol. He said those with dissociative disorder feel detached from themselves and disconnected from their environment, and depersonalization, which I've never heard of before.
No, I'm kind of fascinated by this and the various variations of it, Preston. There's a series of commercials for a treatment, and what the people seem to have is something akin to Tourette's, but it's not Tourette's specifically.
Okay.
So I don't think it comes with the vocalizations. It seems more tick intensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure. But depersonalization impacts one's abilities to recognize their thoughts, feelings, and body as their own, triggering a sort of out-of-body experience. Derealization, meanwhile, affects how a person views their environments in the way of color or what is and isn't real.
They say
That's
that
interesting.
a sufferer is more inclined to get fog boners, which is, yeah.
Can happen.
Look, he's got a boner.
You don't have to point it out. I mean,
Well,
come
that's what the
on.
White House is for.
Dakota Johnson is opening up about Madam Web. The actress detailed her feelings about the film flopping at the box office and getting bashed by critics and fans as one of the worst modern superhero films ever made. As she's previously hinted during the movie's publicity tour, she said the project script about the paramedic with psychic powers was radically changed from what she originally read. But in retrospect, she also felt like she perhaps isn't the right choice for the comic book movie world. She said, "It was definitely an experience for me to make that movie. I had never done anything like it before. I probably will never do anything like it again because I don't make sense in that world, and I know that now."
It's very candid.
But sometimes in this industry, you sign on to something, and it's one thing, and then as you're making it, it becomes a completely different thing, and you're like, wait, what? But it was a real learning experience. And of course, it's not nice to be a part of something that's ripped to shreds, but I can't say that I don't understand.
So in Sydney Sweeney's monologue on SNL, she said, I know, you probably know me from Euphoria. I know you didn't see me in Madam Web.
She said, it's so hard to get movies made, and in these big movies that get made, and it's even starting to happen with the little ones, which is what's freaking me out. Decisions are being made by committees, and art does not do well when it's made by committee. Films are made by a filmmaker and a team of artists around them. You cannot make art based on numbers and algorithms. My feeling has been for a long time that audiences are extremely smart, and executives have started to believe that they're not. And audiences will always be able to sniff out bull S. Even if films start to be made with AI, humans aren't going to effing want to see those, she says. So, yeah, she admits it was, she didn't do a great job. She admits it, and she also is kind of saying that, they're getting their eye is not on the ball.
Well, and they've admitted as much. As Nick pointed out yesterday, the one Marvel release this year is going to be Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it. They're focusing everything on that.
Yep.
So, yeah, they realize they got to reel it back a bit.
Drake Bell of Drake and Josh fame is coming forward about the sexual assault he says he experienced as a 15-year-old child star. He opened up on the upcoming 4-part investigation discovery series called Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. It's coming out on the 17th and 18th, where he alleges that he was abused by a dialogue coach named Brian Peck, who worked on this popular series like All That and The Amanda Show, the latter of which Bell starred in from 1999 to 2002.
You'd mentioned him last week. A lot of this stuff started to come out. Was he, besides being a dialogue coach, was he also an actor in some of the episodes?
It doesn't say in this.
Okay.
Now, there was Josh Peck.
Yeah.
It was Josh of Josh and Drake.
This guy, I thought this guy might have also been on his way. He's an older guy.
Peck was arrested in August 2003 and charged with lewd acts with a child. The abuse occurred approximately 2 years prior to Peck's residence, and that Peck was coaching the unnamed victim. He was sentenced to 16 months in prison and ordered to register as a sex offender in late 2004. In 2021, Drake Bell was sentenced to 2 years probation on child endangerment charges and 200 hours of community service for his conduct with a young fan whom he had met online and then in person, and that spanned years. According to the victim, the actor began contacting her via online chats when she was 12, with those communications escalating to exchanges that were blatantly sexual by the time she was 15. He had initially pleaded not guilty to the charges, but ultimately reached a plea deal with prosecutors. He was convicted in June of felony attempted child endangerment with a misdemeanor charge of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. Now, he had said that he didn't know that she was underage. They had never met in person until years later. So
it's possible.
I don't know.
One thing that does happen, though, the violated become violators. It can happen.
That definitely can happen, yes. And this was sad in children's television news. The Backyardigans creator and former Nickelodeon executive Janice Burgess passed away. She was 72 years old. She created the Backyardigans.
I loved the Backyardigans.
Me too.
Listen, as there were a lot of kids shows that had an adult, I don't want to say tone to it, but something that, the parents could get into. This was completely for the kids.
Yep.
But the songs were so good and cute. And
Who was the one that you absolutely despised? The one that was really annoying?
Caillou. Caillou was a little a-hole.
Okay.
He was a little jerk.
Oh, God.
No, but this was sweet. And like you said, Casey, it was for the young kids, and they didn't throw in some little bones and nuggets for the parents. It was just strictly for the kids. But the music and the singers were fantastic.
Yeah.
The songs were excellent. So
I gotta find the. I have it's just the cutest footage of Casey singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what got her going.
Yeah. There's at the end, because the last lyric is like backyard again, and she loses, she runs out of breath.
Yeah.
She goes backyard again. And
the Backyardigans became a hit with preschoolers after it debuted on Nickelodeon. The animated musical series ran for 4 seasons. 2004 between 2004, it says, and 2013. Only 4 seasons, and that okay. Anyway,
yeah. But your kids were little too, so your window of Backyardigans was pretty small as well.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
Oh.
it says 2004 to 2013, but only 4 seasons and almost 10 years. I don't understand how that works out. But anyway,
Yeah.
The show follows animal neighbors Austin, Tasha, Tyrone, Pablo, and Uniqua as they seek out fun-filled adventure and reimagine their backyard as different landscapes. Burgess said, she said it was... the song and dance was central to the themes featured in the series, which was partly inspired by her own childhood backyard adventures growing up in Pittsburgh. She said, I really remember it as a wonderful, happy, safe place.
No, it could have been the Poop Knifigans.
You could have these great adventures just romping around. From there, you could go anywhere or do anything. I don't think the poop knife has origins in
No, it's
Pittsburgh. That's the
basic
toilet.
Standalone
Yeah,
toilet.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
it's a
but-
standalone toilet.
Yeah, I know.
As one of the 5 characters was even inspired by her, and one of them was inspired by her. Uniqua, she said, is me, or at least who I was as a kid. She's a ringleader. Out of the 5, Uniqua is the main character, and we use her in every story. And I think most preschoolers have a sense of their own specialness, and that's what Uniqua is about. So sad that she passed away. It was
So I could probably binge it, right?
a great show.
You probably
sure.
could.
Yeah, you
Seamus
could
slept
tear
with
right through
Pablo
that.
every night. He had a little Pablo stuff, though. We had all the backyardigans.
I love that.
Yeah. Let's see. Cameron Diaz and Keanu Reeves may be reuniting on the big screen soon. Apple Original Films announced Tuesday that Diaz is in final negotiations to co-star with Reeves and Jonah Hill in a dark comedy called Outcome, and Jonah Hill is going to direct that. Outcome would mark Reeves and Diaz's second film together after co-starring in 1996's Feeling Minnesota, which was a comedy about a pair of lovers who run away together after meeting at Diaz's character's wedding to Reeves's character's brother.
All right, so percentage-wise hit rate, which streaming platform do you think has the highest percentage of quality movie/programming? Because I was watching a show on, because I think it's Apple. I think Apple has...
There's less to choose from on Apple.
Okay, but the percentage is still there, which makes it
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think the quality is really high, but there's so much on Netflix.
Yeah.
You got
There
to
is.
weed through the crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I end up on Netflix a fair amount. But right now, like Masters of the Air, my goddamn voice today. I'm loving that, and they do make some great stuff.
There's not a lot of stinkers on Apple.
No,
I
it's the truth.
last night I sat down, I was folding laundry, and I threw on Apple looking for something else, and it wasn't there. And there was a new show that I had never heard of before, and I'm like, you know what? I trust you, Apple. Like you know
trust
what I mean?
you.
And so I hit it, and I loved it. It's something like the completely made up adventures of Dick Turpin. Press, I think you would love it. It's the last time I'm going to recommend it
Okay. What does it have to do with this?
because that's an Apple Plus.
It is?
Yeah. I thought you said Apple.
No.
Apple Original Films.
Sorry, Apple Original Films. Okay, that's why I was like, where is this coming from? Okay. The movie is set to star Reeves as a man named Reef, which, by the way, I love that. Described as a damaged Hollywood star who must dive into the dark depths of his past to confront his demons and make amends after he is extorted with a mysterious video clip from his past.
I just found out recently, by the way, that my wife is crushing on Keanu Reeves, like John Wick Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm like, where did that come from?
Well, you love those movies.
I know. She's
you guys
exposed
watch them
constantly.
together?
Now she does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hill plans to direct and star in the movie, which he co-wrote, and it will make for Hill's first project since he co-wrote and starred in 2023's You People, and made his directorial debut in 2019 with Mid-90s, and also released that documentary titled Stutz in 2022. She's getting back into Cameron Diaz is full back into the career because she's got that movie coming up called Back in Action with Jamie Foxx.
Right, which had to be put on pause because
Yeah.
he suffered that medical incident.
And she had actually gone to incomplete hiatus in 2014, so she's getting back into things. All right, and then one last bit of information, and then we'll play the clips. House of the Dragon Season 2 will premiere in June.
Oh, nice.
The news comes after HBO and Max teased new episodes of the Game of Thrones prequel series would be released in the summer during a press event in November 2023. Fans were given an idea of what to expect in the new season when the first teaser dropped in December. The video was filled with action-packed sequences depicting the rising tensions between the Targaryens and the Hightowers. Season 2 was greenlit in August of 2022, following the immediate success of the series premiere, by the way.
You're watching it regularly?
I loved it, and I think that it did a really good job of picking up where Game of Thrones left off. But I did get confused because there's a bunch of time jumps, and a bunch of different actors, Steve, playing the same role.
Oh, really?
So think of like The Crown,
Yeah.
crammed into all one season.
Oh.
So the characters age, and it's just a little difficult to keep track of all of them because it's already a vast and expansive universe anyway, and then you got different actors playing the same role.
Nick, you know what
character.
could have fixed that problem is if they put a graphic up that said, 10 years later.
Yes.
Because it's like, wait a minute, did we just jump forward?
Yeah, who is this guy?
Did you watch the full season, Preston?
I did, yeah.
Okay, and
it's
thumbs
really,
up?
it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's excellent. But I got confused.
Yeah.
Because these actors were playing the same characters, different actors playing the same characters.
Well,
and
yeah.
they didn't explain
What if
it
they
very
were
well.
if they walk into the scene and then they just turn and walk to by the way,
Yeah.
I'm this guy 10 years earlier.
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been
It
helpful.
might take you out a little bit,
Break
but
the
it would
fourth
help.
wall.
Yeah.
All right, so we're
And
ready
he's smoking.
to hit the clips.
Let me put this out.
The 39th season of MTV's The Challenge is the first season with a full-time contestant from the real world and features contestants from various other reality shows. In this clip, Kylan Young from Big Brother talks about how this show is unlike any other.
There's so much that you can't prepare for. And Johnny Bananas is, one of his things that he says a lot is that he's like, I think that my performance in these games just continues to prove that I'm just really good at a lot of dumb shit. And so much of the game is it's dumb stuff that you can't prepare. There's an equalizing element to it, but then there's also like a performance experience sort of element.
I don't give a
The Challenge Battle for a New Champion finale
Oh, my God.
airs tonight on
I got a lot of watching to do.
MTV.
You get caught up.
Yeah, make sure I'm set.
All right, here's our next clip. The Masked Singer panelists will be joined by a new face this season, Rita Ora. And here, Ken Jeong talks about what she will bring to the show.
I actually got the privilege of working with her on the UK Masked Singer. She has this amazing spirit. It's a reminder for all of us, just have fun while we're doing it. America's going to fall in love with her.
I want to see you naked.
Season 11 of The Masked Singer premieres tonight on Fox.
Do you know who she's married to?
No.
Taika Waititi.
Oh, Rita
Yes.
Ora and Taika Waititi, which I think we have a clip on how to pronounce that.
Taika Waititi.
There you go. All right, that's the entertainment report this morning. If you have not heard, we are announcing the lineup and the date for MMRBQ 2024. And we're going to get to that probably the break after the Bizarre File.
Yes.
Is that what we're going to do?
Around 8 o'clock.
Around 8 o'clock-ish. Okay, so we'll take a break. We'll come back in a moment, and we'll get ourselves prepared for all of that and more. So stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
Go live to an ad.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. We haven't done this in a little while, but I think we need to head to the Just Saying Institute.
The Just Saying Institute, home of the Fog Arousal and Boner Research Clinic.
You're wearing your cap.
I have on the official Just Saying Institute cap, which is available. I'm not sure if it's still available or not. It was a flash sale a while back. But anyhow, you can go to the rock shop at WMMR.com. What style of hat is this? Because I posted a picture of it and people were...
Is that a baseball cap?
Well, I know it's a
cap.
baseball cap, but it's...
the old collegiate.
Yeah, somebody was noting the retro nature of it, and I'm like, I don't know, it looks like a baseball hat to me, but I guess it has some kind of a specific style
You're right,
to it.
Casey. I
Yeah,
think.
when Casey and I were in college, like this style of hat was really popular. So they're like mid '90s.
It's called a
Collegiate?
throwback collegiate snapback
Yeah,
hat.
there you go.
All right. And they are available on the Rock Shop. Would you like it? If you would like a Just Saying Institute hat, JSI, you can get them now.
I dig the way that looks.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm not used to seeing you in a hat, though.
I know.
Do you know that there was forever, like when we first worked at Y100, I wore a hat every day.
day?
Would you wear
I
it
wore a
backwards?
baseball hat all the time. No, I'd wear it like this. And
You usually had a whole hip hop thing going on.
I had a Y100 hat that I used to wear all the time. Lots of pictures of me. I wear hats when I golf.
So, I was just going to say, I bet you that's the only time you wear them now, right?
Pretty much so, yeah. That's it. All right, so apparently, according to the Just Saying Institute, drinking more than 67 ounces of sugary or artificially sweetened beverages a week. Now, we hear it can cause different kinds of problems, and now they're connecting it with atrial fibrillation, AFib. Irregular heartbeat.
You're going to say it was good now.
No.
Yeah, it's great.
You know,
So we can drink soda, Gatorade,
Totally.
whatever we want.
but organic fruit juices without added sugar may decrease this risk. Participants who drank more than 67 ounces of artificially sweetened drinks a week, equivalent to about one 12-ounce diet soda a day, had an increased risk of developing atrial fibrillation by about 20%. And those who drank the same amount of sugar-sweetened beverages had an increased risk of about 10%.
I don't drink that much soda on a weekly basis.
When I do.
But I do drink a lot of Crystal Light iced tea.
Okay.
And I wonder if that...
No,
Well, listen,
no, you can't do that.
But also, I was watching a report on this that said, obviously that's not good, but if you can offset it, obviously, in certain ways, if you like it, it's what you do. You picked your poison. you know?
Yeah.
And that's
kinda the way I
it.
see it.
Yeah. So I'm there's certain things like I've taken to not as part of the intermittent fasting. I won't have sugar in my coffee until like 1 o'clock. After that, I'll do that. So and so you take your lumps, no pun intended, with that.
I sweeten my coffee just in the morning, and that's pretty much it. And I try to drink mainly, carbonated waters and things like that.
And scotch.
But my dad has AFib, and so I'm just kind of waiting for when it's going to hit me. And I mean, he's had so many ablations, they can't give them to him anymore, unfortunately.
Okay. Is that a common treatment?
He's got ablations and a pacemaker and stuff like that. So I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm not going to be surprised if I'm diagnosed with it one day.
All right, what is AFib?
It's when your heart is out of sync, when the two chambers are not going in the proper pattern.
Okay.
And the way my dad explains it, he's like, it wipes you out physically. It can when it gets to a certain point, like he can't even walk up the stairs.
Wow.
And you have to take, it depends on the severity, but blood thinners and things like that. And those come with certain complications as well.
Side effects sometimes probably as well.
If you
Don't
cut
sugary
yourself-
drinks help?
No,
they don't. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And if you cut yourself on the blood thinners, you can bleed out.
Yes, you can.
How is his his diet? Does he drink sugary drinks and
Yeah, probably.
Because I would say that you would be maybe it won't come on for you because you changed your diet years ago and you don't do stuff like that.
But I'm wondering how much of it's genetic
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
I don't know.
The thing about AFib, Kathy, is that it can be normal for a stretch, and then something can set it off, and occasionally it needs to be like shocked back into place.
Oh,
so
wow.
there are remedies, but my dad has been dealing with it as well, and it's just one of those things where like you can tell when things are wrong.
So the study, researchers followed almost 200. It's pretty extensive. 202,000 participants with an average age range between 37 and 73 years, and they did it around 10 years.
10 years?
And did genetic blood tests, and they found atrial fibrillation risk was high in people who drank more than 67 ounces of sugar-sweetened drinks, regardless of genetic susceptibility. Wow. Okay. Smoking may also increase AFib risks, as those who drank more than the amount of sugar-sweetened beverages a week had smoked had a 30% higher risk of AFib as well. So it's the first I've heard of them connecting those two.
Do they list the ways one might mitigate the potential for AFib?
No, other than cutting back on the sugary drinks.
I was hoping pudding.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I love pudding.
You just drink lots of pudding, or eat or drink.
I'll
lots
drink
of
it
pudding.
too.
Yeah, why not? We have a doctor who's about to get on the line. It says here, and says can explain. We'll do this quickly. We'll go to Dr. V. Hey, Dr. V.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What kind of a doctor are you?
I'm a cardiologist.
Oh,
there you go.
Perfect.
Going right to the source.
Okay, and you would like to explain a couple things to us?
So Preston, you explained it pretty correctly. When atrial fibrillation happens, the top and the bottom portion, the atrium and the ventricle aren't in sync. So the top part is kind of doing its own thing. It's really beating at 300 or 400 beats a minute.
Wow.
But fortunately, a lot of those extra signals are getting blocked by the bottom portion, so it makes the bottom portion typically go fast and irregular. So that's one of the hallmarks of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat. But because the top part is not really pumping, it's going so fast, it's not really pushing the blood around, it can cause clots, which can get thrown out of the heart, causing strokes or blocking an artery in your leg or your arm or anything.
Yeah.
And so it's a common cause of stroke, especially in older people, but it's happening more in young people too.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. V, I was going to ask you about associations with other medical conditions, because sometimes it can make you kind of like discombobulated and you're out of sorts and not really sure what's going on. Is that accurate?
So it's definitely accurate, especially people with weakened heart muscles, because when you go into atrial fibrillation, your cardiac output goes up by about 20 to 25%. So if you're young and healthy, you may not feel it so much, but you will find decreased exercise tolerance, things like that.
So may we assume that the obvious things that you would do in general, exercise and a diet and all those things, can help mitigate that?
Definitely, obesity, for example, is a common risk factor because it increases your risk for sleep apnea, which is a common trigger for AFib. So definitely, exercise is a good thing. Keeping your weight down is a good thing. Avoiding overstimulation is a good thing. Overindulgence in alcohol can cause AFib. And now with these new wearable devices like smartwatches, we can actually detect AFib in the lay public, which can actually help prevent a first stroke, which is really important.
Wow. So like an Apple Watch or any of the other devices that have that sort of detector can be an asset.
Definitely.
All right.
Nice. Well, speaking of Apple Watches, I charge my watch while I'm sleeping. Would you recommend not doing that, charging it before I go to sleep so that I can get a better understanding of what I'm doing while I'm sleeping?
It's probably a good idea, but I will tell you, Apple Watches can do things like detect how good your sleep is. Do you have signs of sleep apnea, things like that? So you may want to actually monitor yourself while you're sleeping.
That's a good point, Case. Maybe do that. And, no application for pudding, though, as far as the treatment. I was just hoping.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Dr. V, by the way, you're a very smart person. Obviously, you're a cardiologist. Why do you listen to our show?
It's a good question. I've been listening to you guys for like 20 years.
Oh, you were born into it.
Yeah. Well, and also when you're talking about something where you can sort of disconnect and not pay attention, this is it. He's found it.
All right, Dr. V, thank you for the love. We appreciate it, sir.
Have a great day, guys.
All right, you too. We'll see you later.
It was before he was smart.
Yeah, before he got smart.
It's like when they the old frog sitting in a boiling pot of water.
Yeah.
You raise the heat. He doesn't know he's being boiled.
Yeah, slowly enough.
Yeah.
It happens. All right. So stay away from the sugary drinks. Obviously, if you want to avoid AFib, it's one of the things you can do. All right. Scientists in Sweden discovered
Get over here,
that we are more likely to learn from people that we like.
Of course.
Researchers asked people...
I learned so much from that prick.
...to remember and connect different common objects and found that they were more likely to remember information when it was presented by someone that they actually liked.
You need to like and trust them.
Participants also found it harder to retain knowledge presented by someone they disliked, which is suck. I think it sucks because I think that we've all at one time or another had some type of instructor that or even a coworker that is supposed to show you things and not like them, and it's just...
I remember this dude.
It's just hard.
One of my first jobs, this guy named Gary. Oh, Gary.
Yeah, please, if you will.
He was and he was teaching me all the things I needed to do. And it was horrible because I just hated his guts.
Did you have any teachers you guys hated? Like actual
Mr. D'Amato.
Okay,
Mr. D'Amato was, and I love social studies. He was my social studies teacher.
And he ruined it.
And he was the football coach. So while he's being a bastard, he's trying to convince me to go out for the football team all the time.
You mean spend more time with you? No.
Yeah. Why do we get apartments together?
Yeah, Mr. Kirby was a dick. I didn't like him.
It sticks with you your whole damn life.
Yeah. Yep. Participants found it harder to retain knowledge presented by someone they didn't dislike. As I said, researchers believe this could play a role in how people think about politics as well. The professor in this study said we integrate information differently depending on who is saying something, even when the information is completely neutral. In real life, where information often triggers stronger reactions, these effects could be even more prominent.
Yeah.
So if you're teaching someone, try to be nice. If you can, please.
You're more likely to listen to the political opinions of Selma Hayek than Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Be nice.
That's what you got to do. Be nice. All right. Let's see. What else from the JSI? When misused, emojis can be confusing or even offensive. But a recent study found that sometimes emojis can help break bad news, too.
So when we're talking in emojis, we have to be able to read them correctly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, forget it. I'm out. I don't need to. I don't speak emoji.
Yeah, the steady stream of like 6 or 7 emoji figures in a daisy chain on my hand, forget it. Write it in English.
And I'm like, why did you do that?
I do use them though, and like
1 or 2, right?
But there are certain ones that, and I think I may have told you guys this before, but like where if you guys were to send it to me, it would be no big deal. But like my meaning of it sent is not good. Like you wouldn't know, but like I'm pissed off at you.
So if someone that you're just friends with or whatever, and they send something that you approve of or like really enjoy, can you send a heart emoji back? Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean as opposed instead of writing a text?
Right.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
What about clicking the love? You're liking that message, like, and so you send a little heart instead of clicking the actual message. And not sending the heart emoji, Steve, but liking that message.
Yeah, I wish that was enough, but sometimes I feel like I also need to write a text. Like I can't just like it unless we've been in a conversation. No, unless we've been in a conversation. There's been messages gone back and forth. Then the last one can be like a love or a like. But if they sent me something and I haven't had a text conversation with them, I feel the need to be like, like acknowledge it more than just liking what they sent.
Right. And the like can either be a thumbs up, thumbs down, or then that's not liking it, or the exclamation points or the heart.
Right. Yeah.
So the heart is like, oh, love that.
Oh, yes.
But if you actually put a heart, if you actually send that, it's more like, I love that. Yeah, okay.
Right. I want to touch it.
Obviously.
I really love that.
Obviously, I went it one step further.
But when I see that in a message or I send that in a message, that's also an indication to me that conversation is now over. You have wrapped things up. And
which one?
Just the liking,
liking a message. If Preston sends me something and I click the thumbs up, or not sending you a thumbs up or a heart, but clicking on the message itself, to me, that's like, okay, conversation over.
Do you yourself, if you receive that, do you perceive it as terse?
It depends on the context.
Okay.
If it's somebody that I haven't contacted with in a while, and I've written to them, and all I get back is a liking the message, I'm like, hey, come on, man. I reached out to you to engage in conversation.
What the hell am I, nothing?
Yeah, it's situational.
Chuck will, instead of sending a thumbs up emoji, he'll just send a picture of his thumb.
Okay. All right.
I like that.
But that's Chuck.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that you understand that context. If somebody didn't know Chuck, it might come off as a little weird.
Case, that's the emoji that I was talking about. So my friend and I, if that emoji goes back, we're pissed at each other.
Really?
Wow.
It's just like, okay, yep, sure.
What, the thumbs up emoji?
There's a middle finger emoji.
Okay, bitch.
Will you ever send a picture of you doing the chop at your midsection with D's nuts?
Suck it.
Yeah.
But you have that understanding with each other.
With her and I.
Her.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, but now if it goes to other people, like you wouldn't know. If you're on the receiving end of it, you're not really going to know. But I'm just
now
like,
I know.
Well, now you know.
The researchers found that using, and this is in reference to Breaking Bad News, using emojis or GIFs, or if you want to call it a GIF, go ahead, in work emails can soften the blow. 105 participants were shown messages with no emoji, a negative emoji, or a positive emoji. Even if the news was bad, the emoji use was linked to higher team morale.
I will say that if you're trying to be comedically fun and slightly sarcastic, but in a fun, light way, adding a happy face at the end of that can sell it, because sometimes in stark text, people will receive those things and go, what's this son of a bitch saying here? There's a happy face.
I know a while back somebody had stated that GIFs have become like an old person thing or something that, but I still get a kick out of them. Nick sent me one last night that had me laughing out loud.
Yeah, because I just discovered it and I knew it would make you laugh because it made me laugh.
Yeah, it was one of Colonel Jessup from A Few Good Men saying, "You're appalled," or "I'm appalled."
It was because of the Jeopardy category.
It was so great.
Yeah.
So I still get a kick out of those. So this information could be helpful for those who work at home, apparently, because the appropriate emotion expressed helps bring virtual teams together, capturing nuances of conversation that are otherwise impossible or inappropriate to convey with a text, apparently. So just a heads up on that. All right, let's see. Let's go elsewhere.
The Institute's hopping today. I think it's because you have your cap on.
I think so. So, Belgium researchers have discovered that hearing soothing words even while asleep can help lower our heart rates.
Fart.
Yeah, I don't know what words they are, but just as long as they're soothing. Scientists from the University of Liège found the brain-heart connection could result in deeper sleep.
So if you're hearing soothing speech while you're asleep, it could have a benefit?
It says while relaxing words had this soothing effect, neutral words did not slow the heart rate in the same way. Well, what the hell are relaxing words and what are neutral words?
Yeah, give us a list.
It doesn't say
you bastards.
Most research on the brain involves participants who are awake, not asleep. They said we nevertheless hypothesize that the brain and the body are connected even when we cannot fully communicate, including sleep. But I would like to know what are neutral words and what are soothing words.
I am feeling good, and I hope you are too.
That's soothing.
The most soothing thing to me is my ASMR triggers. It's just for the rest of my life, for all of my life,
yes.
I've enjoyed that, and I will continue to. And
whether it be like a typewriter keyboard,
the
or things of
typewriter
that
keyboard
nature?
is my absolute favorite.
Your absolute favorite go-to. Okay. Will you actually do you have audio of that you would put on?
You know what? I need to, because on YouTube, you can find videos that are like 4 hours long of someone on a keyboard.
Yeah.
And I need to find an app that has it. And that will, play that all night long, and I can just leave it on all night long, because I honestly would do that. But the problem is, and I've told you guys this before.
You're going to think you're writing your novel in the house. He's been up all night.
The problem is it can't be mechanical. I've told you before, my bizarre little thing with the keyboard thing is it has to have purpose.
So not teletype.
It can't be just somebody rattling around on the keyboard aimlessly either. They legitimately have to be typing sentences and paragraphs.
Do you think you could tell the difference if you just had your eyes closed and somebody was just snapping away?
Yep.
Or somebody was actually typing away?
I can tell.
Okay.
Yep, I can tell. I'm the great typing.
Yeah, we put him to the test. He could identify. There was a common room where everyone would go in and use the computers at that time. Not everyone had computers at their desk. And Preston, after time, was able to discern who was on the keyboard.
Yeah, and this was before ASMR had a name.
Was even a thing.
And so I realized years later that that's indeed what I
You
experienced.
were the Kinsey of typewriter research.
Which is autonomous sensory
boners.
Meridian sensory. Autonomous sensory meridian response.
Okay,
that's what it is.
I spent so much time in the computer lab in college. That was my place.
It was
that
a jam?
Yeah, it was my jam.
So the cool kids hung out?
I didn't have my own computer or a word processor or anything like that. So I did, and by my senior year, most of my stuff was either presentations or papers. But they don't exist anymore, do they?
No, everyone has one.
Yeah. But it was kind of cool because I would I was a late night guy, right? So I'd be in the computer lab from like 2 to 6 a.m. and I had my crew.
Was it full access? Could you get online and porn and everything?
Well, I didn't do porn back then.
Okay.
I was like, believe it or not, like websites barely existed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Take too long for the pictures.
That's why we respect the pioneers.
To res up. All right, so anyhow, relaxing words help your sleeping heart, apparently. All right, so let's see what else we have here. All right, a survey of 2,000 employed Americans found that 55% of respondents appreciate a personalized form of gratitude in the workplace. But 52% prefer a raise. So that's slightly more. People just want to be appreciated, to verbally be told
that they've done a good job.
Yes,
to be validated.
Some form of personalized gratitude. When it comes to
I sent you that thumbs up emoji.
What more do you want?
When it comes to tokens of appreciation at work, 15% enjoy a one-on-one conversation. And
I'm going to be sending you a thumbs up emoji.
And 10% like receiving an Employee of the Month award.
Yeah, gratitude goes a long way with me.
Yeah.
If somebody says, hey, good job, or thank you for doing this, or, exactly what you just described, personalized gratitude, I think that's a wonderful gift to give someone.
I wonder if we're going to continue, if Chuck is going to see fit to continue with the Rock of MMR.
I think it got thrown out, didn't it?
Well, I don't know. We should have given it to Bill, though.
They finished it because it went through everyone in the staff already.
And it was so heavy.
It was.
And I think there was no more room on it.
Yeah, it was very large
I prefer the one-on-one.
Okay.
Do you?
I mean, listen, if you are going to, tell somebody they did a great job in front of a group, that's not going to hurt. But to me, it would mean more one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
Steve and I are receiving an award today.
Yes.
A recognition work
What is
award.
it?
That's national, right?
That's right.
It's from Window Nation. We are the national endorsers of the year of Window Nation. Apparently, we're
honored.
We're very honored.
Price Waterhouse does the tabulation, and on the way to the Oscars, they stop here.
But it's a nice thing for them to do.
Are you guys
it's actually wonderful.
Like 5-time in a row champions?
We might be
think
goats.
so.
It's
Yeah.
possible. But again, and we say this with all candor, we're big fans of the friggin' windows.
I love my windows.
We love them, yeah.
61% of workers wish they were recognized more for their work, and 64% would leave their company for as little as a 10% increase in pay. Wow.
Do they have any data on how employees respond to physical whippings?
Not in this particular study.
But then there are the people who need the recognition.
Just are begging all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's funny if I hope to get acknowledged, and then I get embarrassed when I get acknowledged.
Yes.
It's a weird thing.
I think that's why I like the one-on-one.
Yeah.
We amongst our group here of the six of us, we sometimes will maybe me will accidentally acknowledge the wrong person, and it'll be like, "Hey,
Oh, yeah.
no, that wasn't
I
Nick.
did that.
I was the one
me.
that said it.
Yeah,
But that's different. That's like that's just
He's
like
not
our
getting
little.
a thumbs up emoji.
That's like our little family. Do you know?
Yeah.
I don't think we would do that. Like if we were in a meeting with the entire staff.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, oh wait, hold on, no, that was my
that was
idea.
me.
I love
said
though.
that.
I love like being able to be reminded to say things like that to the people. Like every chance with Rodney or anybody in the engineering or the people the salespeople, anybody who's behind the scenes, quote unquote, who's making all this possible. When you get a chance to do it, I look forward to having that opportunity.
Preston, you mentioned that 10% raise thing, and I think in this industry and in our jobs in particular, like loyalty and longevity mean something. But I know there are a few industries where I know if that 10% raise gets offered, people will walk right out the door and go to the next job. Yeah,
It's not even that much.
It's not, but the thought process, I think, Kathy, is, and I'm specifically talking about like contractors, people working on like homes and kitchens and stuff, and down the shore. If they walk down the street and they get a 10% raise this way, maybe 3 or 4 months later they can walk back across the street for a 15% raise.
What you got to do is you have to weigh money versus stability. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? Is that going to be?
Yeah.
If I go over there, am I going to guaranteed a job? Am I going to stay for a while?
And again, in this industry, it's like plumbers and carpenters, and they know their value. They know that there's never going to be a shortage of work, so they just find these jobs and they'll do the job for a stretch of time, and then find another job at a slight pay increase.
I can tell you categorically, and you'll agree with this, Preston, that early on the shift that brought us here had our employees at the last station understood what we were really after, things might have stayed. Obviously there was other plans afoot, but really it was the security that was paramount.
Absolutely.
Yes. And the long-term view of one company versus the short-term view of another.
Do we have time for one more, or do we need to take a break?
No, you gotta wrap it up. Probably. All right. I feel like we could do one more.
All right, quickly, JSF, because we're going to go on Fox Good Day in just a moment. So last story, PennStakes.com analyzed Google searches around all things phobias to reveal what were the most searched for the last 12 months in Pennsylvania.
The most searched phobia in Pennsylvania.
I led that search.
Yeah.
So we'll leave the top 5 here. There's 10 here, but we don't have a lot of time. So number 5 was fear of spiders.
Check.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah, I don't like spiders.
It's crazy. My youngest is afraid of spiders. She doesn't like stink bugs. But I watch her like bait a hook and take a fish off of a. I'm like,
I thought you were saying she goes stink bug fishing. I'm like,
no. But I'm like, why are you totally fine with throwing this on a hook or like grabbing the fish? But okay.
Okay, so this is according to the searches that were done. Then number 4 is fear of confined spaces. How are you with claustrophobia, Kathy?
So I was supposed to get an MRI a couple of months ago. So you have to get pre-approved or I do for my insurance, and I got approved. It lasted for 3 months. The approval. The 3 months is up next week, and I'm like,
and you don't want to do it.
Go for the MRI?
Yeah.
I've had one before. I opened my eyes inside. I hit the button. They pulled me right out. She was like, I told you, don't open your eyes. I was like, okay, I know. And I did get through it. I just have to keep my eyes
closed. Is this an open MRI?
No, I'm in the
tube?
in the little tube.
Yeah, there's some things that the open MRI aren't
Yes,
ideal for?
I ask every time. I'm like, I've only had one before, but I ask. I'm like, can I get the open? They're like, nope, doesn't work for this.
Number 3 on this is fear of vomiting. I don't have a fear of it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I love it. I do it as much as I can.
I puke all the time.
Oh my gosh. Nary a day goes by when I don't look forward to my vomiting.
Number 2 is fear of deep water.
Water.
Is that sort of like a fear of heights?
I don't know.
Like reverse vertigo?
It is weird because, obviously you can jump in a pool that's 8-10 feet deep, whatever, no big deal. But I've been out in the ocean to go diving. And when we are, 90 feet, there's 90 feet of water. It's like, it's a little daunting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been in that deep of water.
I prefer that because then I feel like at least whatever's in there is down further.
The creatures?
Yeah, like if I can touch the ground, no, I'm out. I don't want to be part
They're
of
at
it.
every level.
I know, but see,
and they're looking for you.
In my mind,
Yeah, I know,
that's
I know,
better
yeah.
for me.
There's a slight unsettling feeling for me getting into super deep water. I mean, I'm not terrified where I can't go in there, but it is like, whoa, that's, this is really deep.
I can sort of see that. Yeah.
I've never been in really, really deep water. I mean, I've been in like Caribbean water, but in like bay water, but I've not. But
what about like fishing? Yeah, like deep sea fishing or anything?
Well, I've been on it, but not in it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, right.
But I swim, and I've been swimming a lot more lately. And when you're doing, I don't know, like 2,000 meters going back and forth, I was just kind of having this this feeling. One of the last times I was swimming, like this amazing sort of relationship I have with the water. It was That's weird. Cool. Like it was like almost like cosmic. Like we have this understanding.
You are meant to be king of Atlantis.
No, but the idea of swimming, that like you're floating.
Surfers get that feeling.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a oneness with the water and the flow of it, cool. and there's a bit of zen attached to it.
Yeah, because I'm just. Like
you're just a man.
Well, no. Like I'm not fighting it. You know what I mean? Like we're working together.
Yeah. I hear that completely.
You're a water baby.
Yeah,
definitely.
I love it.
I love you to death.
Except the ocean. You're not a fan of being in the ocean.
No, because the monsters are in there.
That's the monsters.
Though, funny, as weird as it is, there have been times I know exactly what you're talking about, Preston. I've been in very deep water and swimming, and it's not a problem. And then sometimes you'll get something in your mind. We'll just
Oh yes.
Or you'll brush against something.
Freak. Oh no.
Just put a bullet in my head now.
Yeah. I freak out though. Like I'll scream if something brushes. Yeah.
All right, and then the number 1 fear in Pennsylvania is the fear of clustered small holes.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, remember,
I'm not a fan.
We don't have to talk about this anymore.
Triphobia is what that's called.
Up.
So
don't do it.
Don't do it, Connor.
It weirds me out.
Yeah.
Does it?
Totally.
Yeah.
Me too.
It makes
What do you
me
think it is about it that does?
I think it's like a hive. I think of creatures in those small holes coming out, worms, maybe bugs, something like that. I think that's I think that it's very alien to me as well. It has
an alien look.
That's the general sensation that I get of unease from something like that.
I hear you.
Yeah, there was is it Flash Gordon and or Wrath of Khan where they were like they
puts his arm in.
Well, Flash Gordon has one as well.
Yeah.
So they do that.
He puts his arm in, and there's a creature in there that might be in there or might not, and it might kill you.
There's that scene in Khan though with the ears.
Yeah.
And that one has weirded me out my entire life.
Creatures in our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
So the fear of small holes is the most searched yearly in Pennsylvania. So if that's you, you're not alone.
Wow, that's number 1.
A lot of people get freaked out by that. All right, that's it. Shutting down the Institute. Thank you for joining us this morning. Hopefully, we've expanded your mind at the Just Saying Institute, and you can get the new hat to put on top of your mind. At the Rock Shop at WMMR.com. All right, let's take a break because when we return, we go live on Fox Good Day. We have the Bizarre File, and then after that, MMRBQ time. Woo! Revealing everything for you this morning. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 90.
What's it like to be manly in 2024? A new survey, guys, finds that half of men, they interviewed 2,000 men, and they were surveyed. A whopping 80% feel society pressures them to behave in a certain way. Nearly half say they're pressured to be handy around the house. You know how to use a hammer.
Yeah.
But like Steve, what is considered manly?
I think being able to kill a bear with your bare hands. I think that's a good sign. No, you mentioned one that right off the top is And it's what a lot of times guys fake knowledge of like plumbing or car repair, or you stand alongside the guy doing the work and you say, yeah, that flange looks out of a way. So it's something I don't know any of it. So my man card in that realm is absolutely has expired.
I am the same way. I cannot do anything. Preston, how about you around the house?
Oh,
his wife does it.
Yeah.
Michelle does it.
yeah,
Really?
she does. I'll come home. I'm like, what are you doing, hon? She's like, replacing the garbage disposal. Can you not?
No, yeah.
Recalking the shower.
And then do you join her?
Changing the wax seal on the toilet. She does all that stuff. I didn't even know you had to do that stuff, to be honest.
You don't help her, right?
Do you watch in adoration?
I take pictures and I post on social media. Look at my awesome wife.
Supportive. We like that.
All right, now let's look at Casey and Nick. Casey boy seems like he would be good around the house.
Yeah, no.
Yes, you are.
Tell him about the ceiling fan on the porch.
I fake things and I try things out. I did recently change a ceiling fan on my front porch.
That's huge.
Well,
wait.
I failed to measure things, and when I opened my door after I had assembled everything, I realized that the door smashed right into the ceiling fan.
Oh, no.
So I can do things, I just don't
do them right.
I just don't do them right. It usually takes a few different trips to the hardware store.
Okay, Nick, how about you?
A man's got to know his limitations, Mike. And mine start and end with any home repairs. I am in the exact same boat as Preston. I will ask my fiance or Preston's wife to come over and do the work because I can't at all.
Preston's wife.
She's so good.
All right, Kath, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you watched Jason Kelsey the other day announcing his retirement, he wept through about like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's still you don't get too much more manly than Jason, right?
No, you don't. And it's okay to be a man and have emotions.
Yes, say it again.
Well, see, Kathy gives all hers away to men so that they can use them because
my emotions.
Right.
Yeah. But one thing about Jason, he didn't wipe his tears with a tissue. It was like a rag.
Yeah,
It was a jock strap.
It was a sweat rag.
God.
That's manly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Men don't use tissues.
No, we use toilet paper.
All right, guys, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later on. All
March
right.
the 6th,
We skipped a look at traffic, so let's go ahead and get into that now. Kathy, what's going on so far this morning?
In Christiana, Delaware, Route 1 northbound at 273, an accident off to the shoulder. We have that closure through the University of Delaware. They're doing railroad crossing work until Friday. North College Avenue closed. 495 at a 55-mile-per-hour speed restriction. There's a crash in Kennett Township, Baltimore Pike at Bayard Road. Also in Upper Moreland, Blair Mill Road at Commerce Avenue. That's an accident scene. And if you're in New Jersey, 42 north slows from 41 to 55. 55 northbound from Deptford to 42. And then on 295 northbound between 168 and Route 30, there was a disabled vehicle. That's now cleared. And then construction already set up in the right lane between 541 and Florence, Columbus. This traffic report brought to you by Juicy Juice. It's 100% juice, which means no sugar added and no artificial sweeteners, just the full fruit flavor that your kids love. Find Juicy Juice at your favorite local grocery retailer. Info at juicyjuice.com. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
And it's brought to you by Horizon Services. Get your heater checked and inspected by their pros. You're going to get upfront pricing and same-day service plus $50 off any repair. Schedule at horizonservices.com/WMMR. A sex offender suspect was killed Sunday near the Eugene Airport as he crashed into an Amtrak train while fleeing from Oregon State Police troopers in his vehicle.
Eugene!
The suspect reportedly fled from troopers after they attempted to stop him for being out of compliance with sex offender registration requirements. Officer had initially responded to a report of a disabled or illegally parked vehicle near the north end of the airport. Troopers found that he had been out of registration compliance since 2019. When they moved in to arrest him, he took off. Troopers lost track of the vehicle, but it was soon located attempting to cross the railroad tracks, and the car collided with an oncoming northbound Amtrak train.
Is it okay to admit that I'm sort of okay with this?
I know. The man was killed on scene.
Yeah.
There were no reported injuries to the train's passengers or crew. What's wild, this is a story actually from a couple of years ago, but video just surfaced a week or two ago of this guy, an Amazon driver, driving across train tracks. He was hearing impaired.
Oh, yeah.
And this train comes through and cuts the vehicle in half. There's dash cam video inside, and you just see the back the camera is facing the driver, so it's pointed towards the back of the van. It just disappears.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he lived.
Well, and also how the portion of the vehicle he's in stays fairly intact.
Yeah, it cut clean.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The arm didn't come down, right? So
I don't
he couldn't
remember.
hear it, and B, okay.
I don't remember what the details, but
you sent me that video. I was like, holy moly.
It's insane.
Jinkies.
Yeah.
All right, Kathy, you're into yoga.
Yeah.
There is a new, now you're going to have to go to Billings, Montana for this, but there's a new type of yoga. It's called Bare Roots Yoga, and it invites participants to bear it all in their clothing optional yoga class.
Wow. Clothing optional yoga class.
Oh, dude, I immediately think of Downward Dog.
Oh, my God.
In that
Hey, that's
position.
not.
There's so many. What about, do you know what Happy Baby is?
Yeah.
What is Happy Baby?
Steve, you're on your
knees.
back. You hold your legs
Oh,
apart
Happy
and
Baby,
grab
yes.
your feet and pull your feet down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you should be able to hear an echo at that point, right?
Seriously.
I was thinking of Child's Pose, but yes, Happy Baby would be
Yeah.
nothing
Your
left to the
knees-
imagination.
Your knees are in your armpits, basically.
Jesus.
So, Clementine Lindley, the owner of Limber Tree Yoga and Wellness, said, ultimately, we're a yoga studio that's focused on wellness, not only on fitness. It's designed to boost body confidence, build community.
Yeah, that's the kind of community I want to be a part of.
And release trauma from the body. She said it's an opportunity for people to really be a part of something empowering or new in our Billings community.
Oh, we're very close. I've seen straight up her butthole.
She said yoga is at its core about liberation, and I'm trying to get people into a space of acknowledging what they might be holding in their bodies, and that's everything from trauma to joy.
And I wonder, well, okay, we're looking at a picture. They seem to be spaced out. You talked about being in yoga where, like hot yoga, where it kind of smells and is sweaty, and right?
I mean, I wouldn't. Oh, yeah. Well, no, the room doesn't usually smell. It's like maybe the person you're next to.
Oh, all right.
Yes, I do extremely hot yoga now, and people are sweating all over.
What is the temperature?
Extremely hot yoga?
No, I'm saying I do extremely hot yoga. It's like almost 110 degrees in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took some getting used to.
Student said,
Your goat died.
I've always been really curious about doing a clothing optional class, as society today makes us really self-conscious, and I'm pretty self-conscious in general because I'm a little fluffier than I want to be, just like most people. But with body shaming, sexualization, and all judgment stripped away, Oren says the class is boosting his confidence in a safe space. So there are rules and expectations.
No boners.
You must be part of the community, not a one-time spectator. You're required to attend at least 2 other classes prior to the Bare Roots registration. Lights are set on low and curtains are drawn.
Okay.
Disrobe only at the mat, and no cameras or phones, no inappropriate talking or gestures, and whatever happens in the room stays in the room.
Kathy, may I suggest Bare Roots fall activities?
I don't know.
Every activity you can do naked.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll get on that list.
A California man staying at a Las Vegas Strip resort over the holiday season said that he was considering legal action after he said his testicles were stung by a scorpion while he was asleep.
I had 3 testicles.
Michael Farchi said that he woke up in excruciating pain during his stay at the resort. He said, "I just felt like somebody stabbing me in my private area. It felt like sharp glass or a knife."
That seems unpleasant.
Upon investigation, Farchi said that he found the source of the pain. He said, "I went to the restroom and I saw a scorpion hanging on my underwear."
Jeez.
Afterward, the man and his family checked out early. One day later, the hotel comped his room. Farchi said that his attorney shared photos of the orange scorpion on his underwear.
So his Yelp review, great hotel, nice restaurant, scorpion bit my balls.
When asked if he knew how the scorpion got into his hotel room, the California man admitted that he didn't. He said, I didn't even ask how it got in the room. It was just under my cover.
It seems like an outlier there.
A report filed with the Strip property, the Venetian Resort Las Vegas, detailed the incident, saying that he had been, quote, bitten by a scorpion on groin/testicles around 8 a.m. The report indicated that Farchi told the staff that he was in a lot of pain and blamed the Venetian for the incident, adding that the scorpion was, quote, in the bed when he was sleeping. He was diagnosed with the scorpion sting at an area hospital following the incident.
So that's legit.
He said everybody was in shock. Nobody believed. Even I couldn't believe it. So
I wonder if you could accidentally bring it in with you. Like on your clothing or
bring your own. I don't know. Possibly.
BYOS.
All right, and then finally, one last story. A University of Cambridge academic was trapped in a medieval tower until she, quote, MacGyvered an escape. Christina Eco was accidentally locked in the bathroom at Queen's College on Thursday. She remained stuck for 7 hours. Oof. And then she had to craft her own way out. She said she used a cotton swab as a hook and an eyeliner pencil to push down on the latch.
Wow.
And
very inventive.
And get out of there. She says, I was really happy and also quite proud that I could use my wit to get out. She also mentioned that she was briefly afraid of turning into a ghost that would haunt the school if she died there. So
trapped up in a real medieval tower.
Yep, and that is all I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, couple things. Mr. Skin is going to be joining us a little bit later on this morning. He's working on his doctorate.
He should probably get a doctorate at this point.
But we'll get his anatomy awards later on. But when we return, we're taking a break right now. When we return, we announce the MMRBQ. Dates, bands, the whole thing. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, thank you, Kathy. So we are here to announce to you the details about the MMRBQ 2024. Last year, we had the MMRBQ in September, and this year, we're having it in September.
Yeah!
So,
it was awesome.
We're going to start with the main stage. Headlining the MMRBQ this year at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion, Saturday, September 21st, will be our friends, The Offspring. Offspring. Chock full of great songs.
Oh, yeah.
High energy. They love Philadelphia. And of course, they love playing live. They are just one of those bands, if you've never seen them live, you've got to experience firsthand the type of excitement that they bring to the stage.
It's a killer song.
This is a great tune. So, Offspring will be the final act to go on stage. Well, I'm not sure if they'll be the final act to go on
can't
stage.
be sure.
Sometimes we don't know the lineup, actually, the order that they'll perform until, a day or two before. But, all right, so Offspring, joining Offspring on stage, and they are veterans to MMRBQ and talk about high energy, our good friends in Hailstorm. Lizzie Hale and company. Like I said, have played MMRBQ before, and they're definitely fan favorites. They know how to bring it. She is one of the most dynamic front persons you're going to find in Lizzie Hale, and Pennsylvania native as well, which is always wonderful, too. So, Hailstorm joining The Offspring. Again, it's Saturday, September 21st. Joining those bands will also be on the main stage at the main portion, and I'll get the general admission in a little bit, but the band Nothing More. Nothing More. They will be playing songs like this. Excited to have them on the bill as well.
Yeah.
And they have never played the MMRBQ before, so first timers, which is always nice to have. Also, the band that I think I am most excited to see that will be part of the lineup has performed here in our studio before, and we were insanely impressed with them, and I'm stoked the fact that The Warning is is going to be playing.
They were awesome.
The MMRBQ. They are 3 sisters. They're very young. They're early 20s and teens. And they started off virally by covering Metallica when they were kids, when they were like 9, 10, 11 years old, and they are the real deal. I've become a fan of the band.
Yeah, they were sensational. We fell in love with them. Again, these petite young women bring the sound.
Oh, man. They are hard rockers, without question, to the core. So we're excited that The Warning is going to be a part of the big show at MMRBQ Saturday, September 21st. And for the general admission portion of the day, which means you can sit wherever you want, even if you have lawn tickets, we are happy to announce the return of POD. I haven't seen them in a long time.
That's a memory, right?
Yep. POD, this is a song called Alive. And then Youth of the Nation, that was another big one that they
I love
had,
that song.
So POD is going to be a part of the general admission for MMRBQ 2024. And then we're very excited that these guys are playing a hometown show. MMR is happy to announce Silver Tide.
Yeah!
Great band, nice guys. They've been by here on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
And we have seen them live at various events, concerts that we've been a part of as well. And they, again, high energy band, man.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's a rocking bill.
Walt, the front man, is all over the stage at their shows. So it's nice that they'll be playing for family and friends at MMRBQ. Also joining The Offspring, Hailstorm, Nothing More, The Warning, and Silvertide. MPOD is the band Sleep Theory.
Yes! We just introduced to them recently.
Yep, so Sleep Theory on board. We'll get to see what they bring, as we've never seen them live before, but they had this cool song called Numb that we're playing right now. And we're going to throw in even more local flavor as we have our local shots artist, Jersey Calling. That's all part of the general admission segment of the day at MMRBQ.
Yeah, there's a general rocking, aggressive sound to this RBQ.
Yep. So again, let me run down that info. It's The Offspring, Hailstorm, Nothing More, and The Warning. And then for the general admission portion of the day, POD, Silvertide, Sleep Theory, and then MMR Shots, local shots artist, Jersey Calling. And for the third year, the Preston and Steve side stage featuring live band karaoke. Yes. A DJ set by our friend Jackie Bam Bam. And we're going to maybe get another band to play that side stage again, besides all of that.
Absolutely. I mean, I love that this side stage has become a thing.
Yeah.
A big thing.
Especially most popular last year, the rye bread.
The rye bread was awesome.
We threw out rye bread to everyone there.
Yeah. I saw people walking around eating rye bread hours after.
Rye bread. Bring it back this year if you want.
All right, so we're excited. Tickets, by the way, I haven't even mentioned when they go on sale yet. They go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. There's no pre-sale. Early bird lawn tickets are just $25 while supplies last. And keep in mind, the entire staff of MMR will be there, so it's us and Pierre and Brent Porsche and Jackie Bam Bam, and all our weekenders will be on board, and we would love to see you in person. And I think we all agree that September is a great time to have this show because it's comfortable usually at that point, September 21st. If we get some good weather, it's just amazing.
We had back-to-back. Last year was just picture perfect, sunny, gorgeous. It's the perfect month to have it.
Yeah, I thought the weather last barbecue was the best we had ever had. And I just got word from our friend Jen Corsilli, who works over at Live Nation. Offspring will be playing last. Offspring and Hailstorm, they are co-headliners, but Offspring is going to close the show.
All right, fair enough. So there it is. All laid out to be seen and had. You can get your tickets on Friday morning as they will go on sale at 10 a.m. via Ticketmaster. If you missed some of this and you want all the details, WMMR.com. We've got it all right there. So please have at it. And then come and join us at the MMRBQ.
And if you sign up for push notifications from WMMR, you knew all that information before we announced it.
So you can do that through our app, through the MMR app. It's really, really easy to do.
A dipsy-doo.
A little dipsy-doo. We should change it to the MMR dipsy-doo. Rather than the MMRBQ, it's
a little dipsy-doo.
The MMR dipsy-doo. And we can have Todd Fedoric be our Grand Master.
We should invite Fridge.
Grand Marshal.
That dude's a rocker. Yeah.
He's a rocker around?
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, let's get Fridge out there.
All right.
We'll do some of that. All right, well, anyhow, I feel good about that.
Absolutely. It's out of the gate now, and we're just counting down the days and months.
I was so excited about that and getting that information out that I didn't even think about what to go to next.
I know what you want to go to.
What?
You brought it up in the bizarre file.
No, I want a little more room.
You want to do something different?
A little more room to breathe because we have Mr. Skin coming up at 9 o'clock. So now we only have about 15 minutes to play with.
Some bitch.
But I did see this, and I think Kathy will find very interesting. There's a couple things going on with Target.
Ooh. Do tell.
This girl.
They're betting on plans to upgrade stores, refresh a membership program, and expand private brands that can help it rebound from a rocky 2023.
Ooh.
So, yes.
Called everyone in, talk about our sales. They've been a little rocky. We got that one chick that comes in all the time, but we can't rely on her.
You can rely on me, actually.
We don't like her none much neither, anyway. So,
I think that they could use a freshening up.
Yeah.
What is this membership thing? What is this?
Yes.
What are they? Are you part? Is there some sort of Illuminati Target?
Well, I don't. What I have, they don't call a member. I don't think they call it membership. It's the Circle app. I guess it is a.
Yeah, totally right. Yes.
Well,
as you're a member of the circle, you must pledge allegiance to the Target.
It's actually their logo, the Circle.
They have a
Target.
bloodletting ceremony that they do, Steve.
I release the blood, the energy of my soul into the commerce of Target.
Cut me, Mick.
Cut me. I don't want to do it. Cut me, you little bastard.
Kathy, what I don't have is... Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's what they announced, a paid membership program called Target Circle 360.
Target Circle 360?
A little dipsy-doo.
That's what they should call it.
That's insane.
The offer, it offers free same-day delivery on orders over $35 and free 2-day shipping.
Okay. Well,
so I think they're trying to Walmart it up a little bit, aren't they?
And
Walmart?
And Amazon. Well,
Amazon.
If you stop and think about it, so you have the physical stores with Walmart.
I know, but Walmart takes forever to ship.
Okay, well, but I mean, this is actually fairly smart, I think. Fairly.
Yes. So the same day shipping or same day delivery is usually $9.99 right now. So I guess you're paying a yearly fee and you'll get that for free.
Like Prime.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's an Amazon thing an Amazon model that they are following. So what I don't know, Kathy, is how much it's going to cost you to join.
Hold on, I thought it was something around
I forgot
$49, but let me check.
With Prime.
$99.
With Prime.
I think it's $120 a month.
I don't pay for
I mean a year.
Write the bills out. Is there a monthly or yearly subscription for Prime?
Yeah.
$120, I think it is right
$120?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
But if you get Amazon Prime, then that gets you everything that goes along with it.
You know what, though?
Including the streaming service.
Though, Nick, they're uppricing the streaming if you want certain features now. For example, if you want certain formats, Dolby Atmos or whatever, if you want commercial free on some levels. And I thought, well, wait a second, you're paying for the Prime. You're paying for that. Isn't that part of it?
It's not as great as they... I don't think
or
as they
as
make it out
used to be.
Yeah, because you still have to pay for a lot added on. Not everything is free on Amazon Prime. I feel like it's very, very basic, and then there's an additional fee. But apparently, Preston, card holders will only have to pay. So it's $99, but card holders will only have to pay $49 for the Target.
You're better than that.
For the Target Circle 360.
Oh, you mean their credit card?
Yeah. So if you have a Target card, it looks like when this comes out. It's going to come out April 7th.
When does the next Circle Society meet, Kathy?
Is the Target card through a major credit card like a Visa or MasterCard or anything like that?
So you can can get two versions of it, which I believe one is just Target. Like you can only use it at Target. And then one, yes, is like a Visa MasterCard where you could use it elsewhere.
I have the MasterCard one. That means I can use that MasterCard at places other than Target?
Nick, I think.
So
because I just have a Target card.
I have an Amazon
Mine is not Master.
Visa. Right. So then
can you use that card other than
I can use it anywhere.
Yeah.
However, every purchase I make on it, I get Amazon points.
Huh.
Do you have it, Nick? I want to see
I
if
think
it
I left it at home.
I was going to see if it looked the same as mine.
Yeah, it looks like a Target card, but it's got the little MasterCard logo in the bottom right, or bottom right-hand corner, yeah.
I'm going to look it up, but I'm pretty sure, Nick, you can use that
Wait,
elsewhere.
all right, so I got a Best Buy Visa, right?
So that should be a Visa that is applicable to anywhere and should get you. My guess is, Nick, it would get you purchase points at Best Buy.
Well, that's great.
That's usually the way that works.
You know, I don't actually have a credit card.
What?
Yeah.
Debit?
I have a debit card. Okay. And that's kind of it.
Is your name sewn into your clothing just in case you get lost?
No, but it should be.
I'm seeing the Discover debit card advertised quite heavily by Jennifer Coolidge, and the cashback option on the debit card to me is intriguing. I don't use a debit card a lot. I like getting credit and miles or Marriott points, but maybe I should use a debit card more often.
Honestly, my Visa. The Amazon thing works out really well because I'll look at just in general purchases. If you're paying off things and you look and you go, oh, I have all those points. And Amazon, of course, like I assume Target's attempting to be and Walmart is effectively doing now. They have so much that you want that it makes it, okay, I'll just get this through my Visa, my Amazon points.
Well, and also Target, people do shop a lot and have it shipped. Like you can go in your store, but the stores stock, it depends on where your store is, which store you have, if it's larger, if it's smaller, if it's a grocery store. Like it depends on all of that and the merchandise that they'll have in their store.
It's not as comprehensive?
Right. So a lot of times you're shopping online at Target, which is then becoming a bit like Amazon.
All right.
I have two Targets, Kath. It's so great because, and they're equidistant from my house. What?
Are these the Targets that are on the same road?
Yes.
I never.
Dude, I don't even know.
One Christmas, I ordered something for pickup, and I went to the wrong Target, and they were like, "You're at the wrong one." I'm like, "No, it's at, what is it on?"
There's they're both on Baltimore Pike, and one's called like Springfield East, and one's like Springfield West or something like that.
He's like, "Oh, I said, "No, I'm on Baltimore Pike." He goes, "Yeah, no, it's just down the road." I go, "There's a second Target just down the road."
And this must be the greatest place on earth.
They really should call the one Target Springfield Mall. You know what I mean? But it's like
and
Target.
the other one is like teeny, right? Like
teeny Target.
Well, no, it's
teeny Target.
Well, actually, they're both 2 floors.
We're teeny Target.
They're right near each other.
Yeah, dude, they're a mile away from.
Street.
I didn't know.
You're looking for big Target.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't get it. I actually don't think I like it.
Yeah, all right.
Well, you're saying there's something about Target you don't like?
Well, why are there 2 stores? Like I could run from one to the other.
Conspiracy of some type. There's something fishy going on here.
The other Target was a Strawbridge. Well, one was a Strawbridge's and the other was a Strawbridge and Clothier. So when they changed out the anchor store at the Springfield Mall, there was already a Target down the street. We just assumed that they were going to close that Target down,
they
and
didn't.
they didn't.
They pulled a fast one.
My dad harbors ill will towards the Springfield Mall.
Why?
Because Tony Danza shot there once.
No, because
Spencer's over there.
No, my dad grew up in and around Media, PA, and he feels like 50 years ago, the Springfield Mall and the Granite Run Mall kind of killed the shopping district and in Media and the hometown vibe of that town. And so it's just an interesting perspective from somebody who's 77 at this point.
Well, so does he love Iron Hill Brewery then? Because they basically revitalized that same street.
Well, that's interesting because Iron Hill helped to revitalize Phoenixville too. So probably yes is he's a complicated man,
dude.
Ask him, Nick.
Listen, you cannot believe what goes into your brain when you're being seduced by the Manson family.
That's right. Yeah. And he was in the desert. And it's understandable.
He lived in that bus out in the wilderness for a while.
I was going to say something about credit cards. I feel like I am no longer enamored by my American Express credit card. I mean, not American Airlines credit card. The miles to me aren't worth it anymore.
Oh,
and did they do switching to another one?
Did they do a revision down? As far as because a lot of times, Nick, it's funny because they'll say if you get the card, we're going to give you $250 million points, and what'll that get me? That'll get you a helicopter ride to Camden.
I use it almost exclusively. It's a Citi card and a MasterCard, so I use it more than any other credit card. I just find the ability to cash in those miles is increasingly difficult.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem. So, Nick, I've done twice in like probably the last 2 years, extensive credit card research.
Oh.
So if you want to switch your card, I believe I have the best option for you after researching basically everything that's out there.
All right.
You need to check the fine print on your credit card rewards, because I have one for Marriott.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for years. And I was planning a trip to Chicago. And I was like, oh, okay, good. You know, I haven't gone anywhere in a while. I haven't gotten a hotel room. And so I'm gonna book through a Marriott property. I'm gonna get this done. I go to use my rewards points. I had over like 65,000 of them.
Tell me they're gone.
They're all gone.
Oh,
are you kidding?
They're all gone because
man.
like a month. I needed to use them a month before.
No, that's BS.
Because if you're inactive for 2 years, they go away.
Did you try
But
calling?
active means you can even just buy more rewards points, and that'll reactive. That'll just shows that you're actively using the reward system.
It's such a good service.
I did. I went through the proper channels. They said there's nothing they can do about it because it's plainly stated. I just didn't know that.
So I have the other situation. I have my original, my Sapphire, my Visa Sapphire card. I've been accruing points for 20 years. I think I now own Visa. I don't
haven't
know.
used them?
There's nothing I want through their points program.
See, that's why you have to
May as
get
well
you
use
got to
them.
get a
Can I
cash.
have
You got to get cash points.
Right. So
you
I
gotta get a
didn't-
card that gives
This
you cash.
was well back when I was not even, this was not even in consideration.
Hey, here's what you can do. If you want to use those and then move on to a different credit card and different rewards program, purchase something and auction it off at one of your charity events.
Yes, I could do that.
You know, you can find
Good
something
idea.
that's a cool product that might bring in a lot of donations for
It's a home gum
one
maker.
of your pet charities. A home. We can make our own
Gum at home.
Yeah.
I've
I
never.
might bid on that.
Yeah, hang on. How do you
Hold
make
on.
your own gum?
Hey, just sit out on the porch, on a hot
Churning
summer
gum.
day, churning gum.
What's the
Who
main
wants some
ingredient?
fresh gum?
Is this gum home churned?
Oh, it's home turned gum. Dad, you can always tell.
Honestly, what's the main ingredient for gum? Is it gum?
Xanthan.
Oh yeah.
Starts with an X.
This is a home gum maker.
You know what's surprisingly hypnotic is watching one of those taffy pullers.
Yes.
at the shore.
Love them.
You know, the gum made me think of that.
Yeah.
You just can't stop looking at
Now,
it.
the idea of a home gum maker isn't so dumb, is it?
I watch, and I haven't watched in a while the how it's made stuff.
I haven't either. I saw they had a marathon the other day, and I almost sat down for it, but then I found something else.
Do you know where you'll find those all cut up all over the social media sites?
Okay.
On TikTok, on Instagram, you'll see those videos, Preston. You sit and watch them more in long form, and they're all diced up. And I sit there and I become entranced.
I miss channel surfing. I don't channel surf as much. I have the Xfinity Stream app on my phone, but you can't like surf the same way you normally do. I remember watching How It's Made for the umbrella. And dude, here's something cool. The umbrella, the guy who invented it was going to initially call it umbrella, but then he hesitated.
Dude, are you serious?
Wow.
What's it called? It's umbrella. Thank you.
You held your composure.
Yes.
You didn't scoot around in your seat.
Oh my God, I
see it
sat on
coming.
that for like 3 weeks. I sat on that.
Worth it.
I was going to bring it up on Friday.
During a eulogy.
No, on Friday, because Preston had brought up the umbrella when he was talking about Looney Tune cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, here's the perfect time. And then Nick jumped in with something else about it. I was like, I missed my opportunity.
Damn it, he killed my window.
Your patience.
Well,
Your
I'll get
patience
that umbrella joke out eventually.
is impressive. By the way, going back to Target.
Yeah.
Last year, the retailer's annual revenue declined for the first time in 7 years.
Wow.
What's going on, Kathy?
It struggled to entice shoppers to splurge on items like home goods and electronics. The company has been battling the effects of weaker traffic due to its stores and shoppers spending a bigger chunk of their budgets on food and other essentials.
Food?
On Tuesday, it said revenue in the year was $107.41 billion, down 1.6% from the previous year.
It's like $1 billion.
Target earns most of its sales from non-food items, in contrast to competitors such as Walmart, which, by the way, is the country's largest grocer.
Oh, yeah. They're the world's largest everything.
While inflation is cooling, especially in some non-food categories, it has been 30 years since food costs have accounted for such high percentage of Americans' spending.
Walmart just purchased Vizio.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about
TVs.
that.
Yeah.
So that you're now, if you own a Vizio, which I do, you are a home marketer for Walmart because they will use whatever you're watching on TV to market to you directly.
Oh, then they should pay you.
Yes, they should. Or you should be aware of that when you purchase a Vizio television.
I would supplement your American Express card just to ease the pain of that.
American Airlines.
Yeah.
All right. So anyhow, Kath, I thought that was some interesting Target news.
Yeah, thank you.
It was right on target, right?
It was right on target.
Stay on
Thank you
target.
very much.
All right. So
Umbrella.
we should take a break because we have Mr. Skin coming up in a few minutes.
Oh, and it's a good list of Anatomy Awards.
Yeah, so he's got the best moments in nudity in film and television or is it just film?
It is film and television.
Film and television. Okay, over the last year. So Mr. Skin's an old friend. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll chat with him, see what's up in his world. Stay with us. We'll return shortly.
33 WMMR.
All right, thank you very much, Kathy. What's status, Case?
We're calling up Skin right now.
Okay.
Marissa is on the phone.
Okay.
On the Skin phone.
By the way, we have a secret text word today. If you have not texted the word secret, then you can go ahead and do that now because we are going to give away a pair of tickets to see Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood of Whose Line Is It Anyway fame. Saturday, October 5th at the Keswick Theater. Tickets will go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m., but you can text word secret to 39333. We'll get you in the running to win that. And by the end of the program, we'll make sure we give those away. All right, our guest is on the line. It's time. The 25th Annual Anatomy Awards.
We had some questions about that, about the different, because he has different awards throughout the year, and we're a little confused. We'll ask him.
Yeah, so the Academy Awards are this weekend, so that means the Anatomy Awards are taking place now. And we have our good friend, Mr. Skin, who's joining us. Hey, Mr. Skin, good morning.
Hey, President Steve, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick, so we always mix up the two, the Anatomy Awards, and then what's the other one that we usually talk to you at the end of the year about?
The top 10 nude scenes of the year at the end of the year. I usually do with you guys, but this I always do around Oscar time. And what's fun for me with these Anatomy Awards, for me personally, is it's a way to curate the wildest and craziest nudity, not only from American television and movies, and by the way, this is all obviously R-rated television and movie content, but from all over the world. And we go through everything for the database of MrSkin.com, and in the course of a year, we find the just wild and crazy nude moments that I'm dying to share with you guys. There's 40 categories total at our website. I'll pick some of the highlights to talk about with you. And of course we have, we do the best butt, best breast, all that normal stuff. But I really love the really wacky and crazy nudes that you guys would never come across in watching, Netflix or something. Though there are some things from those shows. It's just that these are things from all over the world.
Well, I'm going to jump right in because when I saw it on the list, and I actually have seen a number of these things because a lot of this is very, well, if not mainstream, a little bit off the mainstream. So it's readily accessible. And I remember when I saw this, and both Casey and I have been watched this show and really dug it. We're fans of The Boys, as is Preston, but Gen V had one of the most bizarre, amazing moments we had ever seen. So do you want to lead us into that?
And I will tread lightly because it's, I don't want to get you guys in trouble with some of the names of these awards, but you're right. This is a Netflix,
Amazon.
Or Amazon Prime, right. Gen V is a spinoff of The Boys. And season 1, episode 1, Lizzie Broadway, who has this superpower where she could shrink to as small as an ant or as big as a house, she was in bed with Liam, and let's just say she shrunk down to the size of an ant, and she won our award for best chef shimmy, and I think that should say it all. But the way they did it, it was, obviously it was CGI or whatever, but it was done so funny, but it was also so realistic. And again, this was on Amazon Prime, and I just think that, if you don't know about this show, you would have missed this, and this is a perfect example of a cool anatomy.
It blew my mind. I'm like, as you describe it, a full body handy. And I'm wondering, and as I'm watching it, I love the show because the show is both shows. I was wondering what Gen V would be like, but it really held up how great The Boys is as a show. It's just been phenomenal. But, in all of those episodes, they've asked actors and actresses to do some crazy stuff.
Yes.
Do you have any feedback on how they approached her about doing this?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's a very funny scene, especially when she falls, and it's like getting, like when you get a ground ball in the area, and it was done comically, so there was nothing really sexual about it.
All right, good.
Hilarious.
Because even I felt bad, but it just looked hilarious.
So funny. But if you haven't seen it, and by the way, I tried to show a picture on the website to highlight the award, but then you could just click and watch the video clip for free to see what we're talking about.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Mr. Skin, while scanning these categories and some of the pictures that come along with them, has it gotten way dirtier in the past handful of years? Because, I mean, we're seeing more full genitalia and contact and stuff like that than ever before, I think.
Yeah, I think it's more about there's just way more platforms with way more shows, way more competition. And again, some of this stuff is foreign films or television, which might be a little racier than
different standards.
Some of the stuff we see, different standards. But I'm telling you, I don't even know if I can even talk about this one, but there was one from that show Rap, SH,
yes,
exclamation point T, that aired on HBO.
Yeah.
And that's a prosthetic that you're looking at, but the point of the matter is this aired on HBO. So yes, that is not something that's common you would see on HBO.
No, I will explain to our audience. It is
I don't want to get you in trouble.
It is a certain prosthetic in a woman's mouth, and they are pretending as if the prosthetic is real, and it looks real. And that is, you normally don't see that in a mouth on HBO. Even on HBO.
Yeah.
So that won an Anatomy Award because, no pun intended, we were blown away by that scene, and it just is like, we just had to make sure. And by the way, this happens in a split second. We freeze framed it, but we were like, wait, is that real? But then we found out later, and obviously it was a prosthetic. But on HBO, it's pretty crazy.
I like the name of the category. It's the best HBO HBJO.
I wasn't sure if I could say that. But yeah,
I'm going
to lead the way because some of these I'm like, oh, my God, I can't say that.
No. And I'm going to jump in with one I think that made the Anatomy Awards. I mean, the top 10 was, and it blew us away. Because you have a major actress who produced this movie, and a movie that both my wife watched and thought was very funny. Jennifer Lawrence, tell us about that.
Yeah, she won our best full frontal this year from No Hard Feelings, and I got to tell you that not only was this a great nude scene, it was the best nude scene of 2023. I think it's one of the top 10 nude scenes of all time. The other thing that was awesome about it is, all that flipping around and the fight, she didn't use a body double for that. She did that.
And it's funny. The scene is hilarious.
I know, and she's an A-list actress, completely nude, doing kicks and backflips and everything. And it was just, I was just so impressed with that. And it was my number one nude scene when I did my top 10 nude scenes of the year. But as far as Anatomy Awards, no question, best full frontal. I will say this, guys. After careful analysis at the Mr. Skin laboratories, we have no concrete proof, but we believe that she was wearing a merkin.
A merkin. Okay. Well, it doesn't diminish. I mean, for her as the producer, she could have easily used a body double, but because I think it employed, as you said, the comedic. There's a fight on the beach after she's attempting skinny dipping, with this guy she's been sort of paid to seduce, and it descends into this sort of madness that works. I will also bring up something else that it went viral like crazy, and it has to do with the show Hot Ones. So explain that.
Yeah, so anyway, Hot Ones is a YouTube show starring Sean Evans. He interviews celebrities, and they come on, and if they can eat these hot wings during the interview, they get to promote whatever it is they want to promote.
Yeah,
so,
it's a great show, and we've talked about it many times, and he's a good interviewer, and you kind of get people sort of weakened by the heat of whatever they're eating, and it actually is fun viewing.
Yeah, and on March 2nd of 2023, Jenna Ortega, who's become very popular as Wednesday on Netflix, but also in the Scream horror franchise, and later this year, actually, is going to be Winona Ryder's daughter, believe it or not, in Beetlejuice 2. So she's super popular, one of the most popular actresses at our website. Well, she just happened to forget on YouTube while she's eating wings, forgot to wear a bra and had like an unexpected nip slip that just blew up the internet. Like people were going crazy, and it was without question our best nip slip of the year. I don't always get a good celebrity nip slip in my 25 years, but this is one of the greats of all time.
It was also a prolonged. I think that's what caught so many people off guard. And the question was that a little bit of an intentional orchestration? But who knows?
I don't know, but it was wonderful. If you haven't seen it, it's must see TV.
Some of the categories have a little nuance to them, and then there's the best butthole, which gets right to the point.
Yes, I was wondering if we could talk about that, but sure, you brought it up. Yes, there's now I want to stress again, this is a show that's on HBO. It's 30 Coins. It's a horror TV show from Spain, and Macarena Gomez. There's a brief moment, and you usually don't see that part of the body in a mainstream movie or television show, but of course we are not one to miss these my crack staff, so to speak, is not one to miss this. So yes, we caught this and we had fun with it. It is, as you said, a very fun category. Macarena Gomez is the name.
Listen, it literally cuts right to the chase. Yes. I'm going to bring up one that the best nude with Winnie the Pooh. I saw this.
Let me explain that, because I'm glad you brought that up, because people, if you're out there, that means is there's a actually in 1922, Winnie the Pooh was trademarked by Disney. And I think it was Disney, or maybe it was maybe not Disney, but maybe whoever wrote the book. And those trademarks only last 100 years. So in 2022, that becomes public domain. So these geniuses came up. They realized that Winnie the Pooh is now in public domain, so they made a horrible movie called Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and this Winnie the Pooh character, complete with a Winnie the Pooh mask, is with a woman, May Kelly, who's topless, and it is, in the history of nudity, the only time Winnie the Pooh has ever been naked with a woman, and we had to give it an Anatomy Award.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's one of those cases, too, where they're trying too hard to make a cult movie, and it just is not a good movie, but it does have a bizarrely good-looking cast.
Yes, and I'm not recommending this as a please watch this movie because it's so good, but the fact that Winnie, and an interesting thing, he can't wear the Winnie the Pooh red sweater because I guess Disney has that trademarked, but Winnie the Pooh, the character, could show up in the movie, which is pretty interesting.
All right. There's a great category called the best jiggly jog.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, that's a, do you guys know that, what's his name? Sebastian Maniscalco has a show called Bookie, and it's from it's a Max original series from Chuck Lorre, 2.5 Men creator, and this Chloe Zubiri, who's a let's say a BBW, a big beautiful woman.
Sure.
In this 5th episode of this first season, she takes mushrooms and freaks out and goes for a completely nude run down the street, and she is not a thin woman, and it's just a fascinating thing to watch. Full frontal nudity, And it was crazy. It won our best Jiggly jog from Bookie with Sebastian Maniscalco.
There's a male version of that, if you remember in the movie Sideways.
Yes, yeah.
That's funny.
I forgot the actor's name. We had him on the show
the
before.
Mr. Man Anatomy Award.
Yeah, but he was running down the road naked, and that's what you get. Yeah.
Mr. Skin, what's the movie that begins? It was the designer who also became a director, and it actually begins with a number of big, beautiful women, nude.
Running?
No. They're kind of like...
Leftovers? That had a famous... a lot of women running naked.
Nah, I'm trying to remember it. I'm probably not describing it correctly, but that's another story. I wanted to bring up something that I think is kind of interesting and probably interesting in your realm because the Lily Rose Depp, the Idol, this show was simultaneously reviled by critics and was canceled fairly quickly, and yet it has kind of a legend that lives on.
Yeah, listen, everyone was kind of excited because Euphoria creator Sam Levinson and The Weeknd had this new show coming out on HBO, and it was going to be really raunchy like Euphoria and had all these, famous people in it. And then everyone watched it. It was like, oh my God, they didn't even get renewed. They only did like 5 episodes. And the only redeeming thing was that Lily Rose Depp, the daughter of Johnny Depp and Vanessa Paradis, had 13 nude scenes in the 5 episodes. And we have an award just for fun called Most Niptastic Nips, which, as you can see from the picture, you understand what
right.
saying. But yeah, she was nude so much in this, but people just didn't like the show, and it just got
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see what is certainly one of the, if not, I think probably the biggest movie of 2023 ends up on the list, Barbie. And what is Barbie being noted for?
Well, I've never done this before, but it was very popular in the movie Barbie, which is Best Foot Fetish, and Margot Robbie won Best Foot Fetish. And, we get obviously hundreds of thousands of people coming to our website every month, and we could see what people search on Google to get to our website. And one of the most popular searches this year was Margot Robbie's feet. And I was like, what the hell? I didn't watch Barbie, So anyway, then my people were telling me, well, yeah, there's a ton of like Barbie foot stuff going on in the movie, so I had to watch it then. And the movie's the 11th highest grossing movie of all time. And there was a lot of just close-ups of her feet, talking about her feet. They joke about the flat feet.
Right.
Barbie has flat feet. So anyway, Margot Robbie's feet are very popular with a lot of people, believe it or not, and we gave an Anatomy Award.
Well, I think she sort of set that in motion, too, with the Wolf of Wall Street in that scene where she's wearing the high heels and all that. Yeah, so that's I can see her being sort of a royalty in that realm.
Yes. She is very popular. Yes.
Mr. Skin, before we get to the breast picture and Lifetime Skin Achievement Award, do you do this every year? You actually have taken the nominees for the Oscars, for the Academy Awards, and for lead actress and supporting actress, and then you've pointed out where you can see nude scenes of each of those actors.
Yeah, I've been doing this forever.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's 5 lead actress nominees and 5 supporting actress nominees.
Yeah.
And some of them you guys probably know really well, some you might not, but we looked at each of them and then told you where you could see them nude. And as far as the lead actresses, Emma Stone, Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Huller, and Carey Mulligan, 4 of the 5 have done nude scenes. And in the supporting actresses, 2 out of 5 have been nude. So that's a pretty good ratio. I've had years where it was like 10 out of 10, but...
Okay. Because I see on here you mentioned Annette Bening, and I've never seen this movie because I always thought Annette Bening was a beautiful woman. And Steve, you've always said I should see The Grifters.
The Grifters is great.
She's super
John
sexy in that,
Cusack,
right?
oh yeah, terrific.
Oh my God, yeah. That came out in 1990. And there's a couple scenes in there, but especially an hour and 6 minutes in when she goes full frontal at the door.
Okay.
Is just an amazing scene. If you are an Annette Bening fan, that's a must-see.
All right.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I got to get to that. All right, so let's do breast picture. What's that going to be?
Oh, you might have heard of this movie. It's up for an Oscar, and Emma Stone is nominated for leading actress, but it's called Poor Things, and it is the most crazy.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre movie where Emma Stone plays Bella, a woman who's resurrected by like a Dr. Frankenstein type situation, and she basically spends the whole movie naked and having sex. I'm not describing it.
Well, she's basically she's been a child's mentality has been placed into the body, so she's learning everything, and a lot of they've been very laudatory about her, that she's embracing all of every sort of physicality, everything is brand new and amazing. So she's very driven by sex, and so for an actress of Emma Stone's level to be as consistently, apparently, I have not seen it yet, but they say she does a great performance. This Nude, again, it's like Jennifer Lawrence, correct?
Oh, it's amazing. When one of my Skin Scouts saw it at a film fest before it came out, we couldn't believe the report. Like, she had done a brief nude scene in The Favorite, but this is like literally almost, there were very few scenes where she actually had clothes on. So it's incredible, but it's also very, like I said, it's bizarre, but it's very well reviewed, and you want to check it out. But it was without question, as far as a mainstream film with a mainstream celebrity actress, the best movie for nudity in 2023, no question about it.
And by the way, for people who are wondering, we always state this: you have a male component as well, if you're looking for that, and you do the awards for that site as well, right?
Yeah. The Manatomy Awards.
The Manatomy Awards. Yeah, so there's something for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We're always trying to please.
And instead of breast picture, what do you call the top award for Manatomy Awards?
No, just best movie for nudity. Yeah, we didn't.
Okay.
It doesn't lend itself.
Nothing that rhymes
Right. The Mr. Skin stuff is all my thing. They're a little more subdued over at Mr. Man.
Okay. All right. How about Lifetime Skin Achievement?
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought this up, because every year we celebrate the career of an actress who is not only a great actress and well known, but has had an incredible nude career. And the winner this year is Monica Bellucci, who turned 60 this year, believe it or not. And she's been nude in, get this, 27 films.
27 films. And she is routinely considered and cited as one of the perhaps top 5 most beautiful actresses of all time.
Yeah. And I mean, the combination of her being nude in 27 movies and turning 60 in 2024, we had to, look at her as Lifetime Skin Achievement material. So she won it this year, and we do a whole montage of her best nude moments. And, she's an Italian actress, and a lot of her stuff early on were Italian movies. But she came here, she was in that Spectre with Daniel Craig, a Bond, she was in a Bond movie. She's pretty well known, and if you don't know her, check her out, because she's beautiful. And
she's also in the last. She's actually in The Passion of the Christ as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's done a lot of stuff.
She runs the gamut. Yeah.
In the description, it's because you go through her career, it says, "Let's take a stroll down Memory Lane and check out some of the nude highlights."
Really clever.
I like that cleverness.
You can't help it. It gets you every time.
Try to have fun. From the day I launched the website, I was like, I'm not going to sit here and go, Angelina Jolie is nude in a movie. I wanted to, to have fun with it. So
nice.
That was always been the theme, is have fun.
Yep, and you certainly have. Well, that's excellent. So people can find all this stuff, and they're free, by the way.
Yes.
At MrSkin.com.
Right at the front page, it's all free, and you can see all the stuff. You don't want to miss Best Shaft Shimmy. What would your day be like if you didn't go check that out?
And always want you to give a plug for the documentary you did on the history of nudity in film, which is really well done.
Thank you, and I want to say that we sold it to Hulu 3 years ago, and then our contract with Hulu ran out. It's called Skin, A History of Nudity in the Movies, and now it's on Tubi and Freebie and all that.
Okay.
We made more money in the 6 months on Tubi and Freebie and all those free places, because you get they pay you based on views and
Yeah, it's really good. It takes Hollywood from the before the Hays Commission and all the way back to the. I mean, it is a thoughtful look at cinema.
Yeah, thanks. And we interviewed a lot of famous people for it. But yeah, it's the movies. Believe it or not, it's still doing really great. But it's totally free if you go to Freebie or Tubi. It's called Skin: A History of Nudity in the Movies. And thank you very much. You've always said nice things about the movie when I talk to you, and I appreciate it.
No, my pleasure.
So what's next for you? You've got these two big year-end or year start with this one things out of the way. You just continue the
just so you
corralling
know,
of the
nudity train doesn't stop. It's not like movies and television are going to take the next 3 months off. I got to be out there chronicling every nude scene.
You know, the thing is, the actors and actresses, the winners all get to go to that Wolfgang Puck's after party. You're at home working.
Yes, exactly. There's no rest. Come on.
Have you ever heard from any of these winners before? Has anybody ever reached out to Mr. Skin to thank you for the award?
Yes, Alexander Daddario in the past has
really
and posted how cool it was. Anna Paquin from True Blood, the same thing. A number of. I'm not saying every actress is so excited, but listen, we're just talking about movies that are in theaters or on television.
Well,
we're not stealing stuff off their cell phones. So anyway,
I think that's
the actresses have been pretty cool about it.
I think that's cool that somebody like Alexandra Daddario would, because. Listen, an actor can do this. Oh, it's part of the role. I'm doing this thing. It's just a little bit of it. She's like, yeah, I'm naked. Hell
Why
yes.
not? Why not?
I love
God,
that.
if
She's stunning.
You look like that, you might as well. Yeah.
So cool. She was so cool and so just had fun with it and was very like, oh my God, I won Best Breast. That's incredible. She's really cool about it.
Nice. All right, Mr. Skin, we shall talk soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys. That was so much fun. Thanks.
Excellent. Good to talk to you. All right, Mr. Skin, everybody. The Anatomy Awards, the 25th, by the way. He must have launched the year that we started the show.
I think it has to be. So this is
because we've talked to him every year since probably the beginning of our show.
It's wild because this is the 97th Academy Awards, is it not? I believe so. We're 3 years away from
from the 100.
Yeah.
Wow. But the Anatomy
a
Awards,
milestone.
25. That's a pretty sweet deal. So. Nice. All right. You know what? I have a couple of, speaking of anatomy, butt plugs.
Yeah.
To mention, if you guys don't mind, real quick, I got some emails. Casey, is this? I think this might be the same one that you had.
With this flyer, the Beef and Beer fundraiser, this
let
one?
me see here. Memory of Gustavo. That is
Okay.
it. Yes. So I got an email from Trish Casey, wanted me to mention this event. Gustavo Gus Seminario. Had passed away suddenly and unexpectedly. He was only 34 years old.
Oh, my God.
Kids and the whole deal. But they have an event that's coming up. It's going to be on St. Patrick's Day. It's a beef and beer in Upper Gwynedd at the Firehouse. And they're trying to help out with the family because there's obviously some big financial burdens that they have to deal with. And she said they're a beautiful family. DJ raffles, adult beverages, barbecue catered by Mission Barbecue. They're great. Ticket information can be found on their Facebook page, and tickets are $50. That includes food and drinks, man. And once again, $50.
St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick's Day. You're getting food and beverage, and you're helping this family out. And all of the proceeds are going to go directly to the Seminario family. Nick, I think we have that information up, don't we?
Sure do.
All right,
right
so
on the community events page on PrestonandSteve.com.
Make sure you take a look right there. And if you're in that area, Upper Gwynedd, go to the event. And your St. Patrick's Day celebrations are taken care of, and you're doing a great thing.
The flyer that Casey mentioned is also posted on that page, and it's got a little handy-dandy QR code, so you can make a donation right on our website if you choose to do so.
Cool. Then I got this one. That's our butt plug sound effect. It says, hey, I hear you like awesome T-shirts. It says, I'm a music teacher at Bacon School in Millville, New Jersey, and we're doing a T-shirt fundraiser to get our band instruments repaired.
Bacon.
He said 90% of the kids borrow school instruments, and the funds from the sale are going to go towards making sure that these awesome kids have what they need to play the most rockin' version of Hot Cross Buns you've ever heard in your life. The kids are writing letters to famous people that were in band when they were kids, asking if they would like to buy a shirt, and most are addressed to Jason Kelce and Taylor Swift. Personally, I'd love it if you could send this to Michael Giacchino, since he's just an amazing person and a Jersey boy at heart.
I bet you he'd respond.
She said, I'd happily take a school-appropriate butt plug on air and or a post on the community page. People can email me if they want a shirt or mail donations to the school. So this is Karen Engelhardt, who is the music teacher at R.M. Bacon Elementary School with the Millville Public School System. And we have... do we have that information? Yes. All right, that's on the community page as well.
And she said it was okay to give her email address if you want to, Preston.
Okay, so it's Karen.Engelhardt, Engelhart, at millville.org.
Excellent.
And if you can help out, that'd be great. I'm a band kid. I grew up and my life would not be the same had I not had the band department.
I wanted to be in the band, Preston.
I know you did. Just the trombone.
If you have a few minutes.
Trombone's a great instrument, though.
It is, but I want to be a drummer.
You didn't want to play it. You wanted to be a drummer. I hate that they have to do that sometimes. You have your heart set on one thing, and then they say, here,
I've got to
play this.
Yeah. Nick, is your son still playing saxophone?
Yeah, saxophone.
Awesome.
He's quite good.
That's excellent.
Yeah, he gets his musical abilities from his mother, and and he's in band. And yeah, Preston, you're absolutely right. Like it can change kids' lives. And sadly, a lot of those programs are being cut around the country. So anything you can do to benefit them is a good thing.
Excellent. Let's see. A couple of Cardboard Classic emails I wanted to mention, too. This says, good day, Mr. Preston. I was at the sled race for the first time this year to watch after listening to it since the start of your greatest invention of a sport ever, Olympic worthy in my eyes. All those sleds inspired me to think of one if I do it. After the tragic news to us yesterday, but great news to him, I have decided to begin the design of a Jason Kelsey tribute sled for next year.
Wow.
I can only think of a great way to pay tribute to him than to have a bunch more sleds for him. Maybe late, but why not? I have run into him a few times and have seen him around Havertown where I live. Once or twice. So that is what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going with if I bump into him again. I'm not going to hesitate and ask him to show up next year. I think he would love it as a guest host on the mountain with your permission only. Thank you for your time. And that is from Cricket. Yeah, you have our permission.
Absolutely.
You might have to drug him and gag him and tie him up and bring him out, but yeah.
As you're mentioning the Cardboard Classic, from where we are in our new vantage point, which I love, which is at the bottom of the run, and we can see everything, and it's great to see it from that perspective. The one thing we do miss, Preston, is when we're off to the side, the perception of speed is a little bit more reduced. But looking at the videos, and we have a ton of videos that Kyle is putting together into some great video stuff. Some of those huge things moving at the speed they were down that hill was pretty effing amazing.
Agreed. Yeah. And when you're on one of them that's hauling ass, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's a little scary and it's a little bit exciting. So they did great. Here's another one. This is from Nick Knight. He says, good morning, you dirty bitches. I'm the captain of the Turd Burglars. We did the DeLorean last year. We just wanted to drop a line and extend our gratitude for continuing to put on such an incredible event. Per usual, we had a ton of fun, and we're already talking plans for next year. We also wanted to send a few shots of our sled in its full glory prior to loading it into the truck. This year, we brought the Gimme Fuel poster from Metallica. We brought it to life, complete with the giant green monster, and we had a lot of hidden gems in the details, including custom racing sponsor stickers with show references, messages around the tires, and our monster, Zambi, named after a crazy ex-girlfriend, who even has a heart tattoo with Kathy's name on it.
Oh. Wow.
So we wanted to share. Our build was every bit as solid as a rock, but the truck we rented had a 5-inch wheel well inside that we had to clear, and it broke all the glue during the transport.
Man.
Hence why the entire back had fell off while we were towing it up to the mountain, because I asked them, the monster was supposed to be on top of it, and they had to put it behind it.
That makes sense now.
He said, but alas, we persevered, and Zambi the Destroyer made it to the top. So words of wisdom to all future builders, make sure you get a truck that's completely flat on the inside. Those low-loading U-Haul trucks are likely to have a nasty surprise. Anyway, we hope that y'all enjoyed yourselves as much as we did. Look out for next year. The Turd Burglars will be back with a vengeance. P.S. Big congrats to the Wawa crew for an incredible build and for helping us unload our sled from the truck. Until next time, that is from Nick. And speaking of Wawa, yesterday, I reached out to our friend Lori Bruce, who works in the corporate offices of Wawa, and I told her about the whole event, and I said, hey, can you pass along to Chris Geisens, who is the CEO of Wawa.
The muckety muck.
About that whole thing. And she responded to me. She says, Preston, we saw this and loved it. Truly amazing work and thrilled that it won. The detail was extraordinary and our hats are off to the creators. I believe our local store team knows them and we're going to be sending some swag for sure.
Awesome. Excellent.
Thank you for sharing this. We're honored to be represented at the incredible tradition, the Cardboard Classic. She said, you guys rock. And then she said, Preston, from Chris, was totally tuned into this and got thousands of texts sharing this. He even called out a couple of Wawa associates on her weekly company video who helped. Absolutely awesome sled they put together. So that's the CEO
That's
of Wawa.
terrific, yeah.
Checking in right there to let us know that they were all over it and were quite aware of what was going on. And that sled was impressive as hell.
Was.
It was so great. Everything about that day was fantastic.
So Wawa's turning 60 next month.
Oh.
Be crazy. So we'll talk to Chris Geisens at that point.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe 60 years.
60. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And Casey, you were privy to Wawa number one.
Wawa number one was
time.
my first Wawa.
Yeah.
It's amazing what it's become because when we go down to spring training, Wawa's down there.
Oh, you know what what were we watching the other day? It might have been Reacher, Steve, where they mentioned
with the
Wawa.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right. There was something recently where both my wife and I, and we watched Reacher together.
Yeah.
So it probably was Reacher.
I think it was the second season of Reacher, and they said, I swung by the Wawa, blah, blah, blah. And I look at my wife, I'm like, get out of here, get me out of here. And I don't know where they were. They were somewhere on the East Coast because they travel all around in that second
So
season.
they were in Jersey, obviously, because they do Atlantic
That had to have
City.
been it, yeah.
And then in Mayor of Easttown at one point when Quicksilver, whatever that guy's name was, they were meeting up by the river and he was sitting there drinking a Wawa coffee.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
I thought they had Zach's cups.
Was it Zach's cups?
I think it was Zach's.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't there, but she was drinking a Wawa coffee at some point.
Yeah, because I remember seeing those cups and they said Zach's on them. I'm like, all right, you got
And so
Delco right there.
Now they're filming again in and around the area.
You have your radar up now, right?
Dude.
Mark Ruffalo.
I actually started going to the other Acme because I surmised after you're talking about Mark Ruffalo going to a Cut Above Deli, I'm like, okay, that's in Newtown Square. I'm like, chances are he's renting a nice big home in Newtown Square. And if he were to go to a supermarket, probably be that Acme right
and
there.
if he comes up and says Gadzooks to you while you're there,
what happens?
What happens?
$10 Acme gift card.
Just so happens that I got one of these bad boys right here, $10 gift card.
With your name on it, Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Casey, I spoke to Brad Englesby yesterday because he's the writer on Mayor of Easttown and also on the sequel, and I think it's a non-sequel sequel. Anyway, they're going to be filming until August, so they're going to be around for a long time.
Nice. What a perfect opportunity for a Preston and Steve show representation.
Yeah, really did.
Since we're heard squarely in Delco.
So during the week is always challenging for them, but we're gonna try to find a way to make some kind of accessibility happen.
Here's what I want.
All right. Here's what I want.
I want someone filming in this area to have a scene where they're in the car and the radio's on, and what show's on? The Preston and Steve.
Is that so much to ask? And then I want the big ending, the big finale to take place in the studio.
In the studio.
Let's start with us on the radio.
Okay.
And then
how about Oppenheimer 2?
I don't need to be on Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
We don't need to be on camera. You can just hear our voices like we were in the movie Mechanic.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yep.
Well, you know what I
David
want?
Morse. What?
I want.
Yeah.
What they want.
What they want.
Yeah, exactly.
To be on the radio.
Maybe you can win a Anatomy Award.
Do you think we could give Brad Englesby an Acme card?
Absolutely.
All right.
If he
I don't
comes
know,
up to one of us at an Acme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell him I'll be at the Newtown Square Acme.
Yeah, all right. Casey's going to be hanging out there till Mark Ruffalo shows up.
What you said about Acme.
Yeah.
Just hang out until August.
And by the way, I had the best bag of Acme chocolate chip cookies of my entire
The whole bag?
Bag. Well, between me and my savage children, yeah, we finished the whole
You ran
thing.
the sleeve?
It's a bag of wonderful.
I understand.
I'm
applying it to
like
that.
Catherine
I'm a
Hepburn
massive
for a moment there, by the way.
I'm a massive fan of the Acme chocolate chip
You
cookies.
love them.
Oh, yeah.
my God, they're so good.
And I got what was the equivalent of like a surprise bag fry. You know, like if you go to like
There was a French fry in your chocolate chip
No,
bag?
but Steve,
The equivalent of it.
I had eaten what I thought was the bag clean, right? And then I took the bag and I went to go put it on the table next to me, and I felt weight. I was like, what? And it was hiding. The last cookie was hiding along the wall of the
It was
bag.
tucked into the crease.
And I never saw
You had a
it.
crease cookie.
When I was coming back from montage, I was starving, so I swung by Burger King real quick because it's on the way out of there. Ordered a small fry, and without even noticing it, because I'm driving at the same time, I'm just reaching over, I'm picking up, I'm putting the food in my mouth. There was an onion ring, one onion ring.
Oh boy!
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
So
I was delighted.
That's a nice
Thank
surprise.
you, Scranton Burger King.
It is interesting you should mention onion rings because my brother-in-law is in town doing work on the house. And years ago, I was solely, and I am still predominantly a French fry guy. But I have also, over my years, many years on the planet, have embraced the onion ring. And I think the onion ring is sort of the redheaded stepchild.
I think onion rings are far superior to French fries, and I know that's a bold statement, but the reason I don't order them is because in my mind, and I've never really looked into the specifics, but they seem like they're way more fattening.
Onion rings?
Way more worse off for you than French fries. If I'm wrong, I'm switching back over to onion rings.
So here's the deal. I ordered from a place last night, a Flanagan's Boathouse. You know Flanagan's Boathouse? You're familiar with this? Right?
Good.
Their onion rings were like amazing. But Preston, I would think you're probably right that onion rings hold more caloric impact.
With all that batter?
With all that batter.
Yeah.
It really depends on the ring itself because sometimes the onion is a little thicker on side. You know, sometimes they just like put some beer batter and they fry that and they call it an onion ring and put a little flavor on there and it's not really an onion ring. I need an actual onion contained within my onion ring.
There was a place that I worked at, one of my first jobs I ever had, and one of their specialties were onion rings. And they would take, the big basket fryer?
Yes.
So they would fill that all the way up with, onions slathered in the batter.
Okay.
And then they would fry that, and then they would dump it out on a plate, and the whole thing would be a brick. That shape of the basket of onion rings.
Wow.
How awesome does that sound?
It's pretty awesome. So you know what I hate, though? When you're eating an onion ring, an improperly prepared onion ring, and exactly. He just did the gesture.
You're not biting hard enough.
I'm hemorrhaging my jawbone.
By the way, Connor, pull that back up. Connor found the information. Unfortunately, French fries are healthier than.
So that works for me because I'm more of a French fry fan. But again, I say that the onion ring is the unsung hero of the fast food experience.
You're not really going to either one of those for health, though.
French yeah, but I try to have a little bit of a conscience. French fries have relatively lower calories, higher fiber, lower sugar, and lower fat. French fries also have more vitamins and minerals. On the other hand, onion rings are very high in calories and fat.
Yeah,
and we're talking about onion rings because we're not billionaires and we can't do bloomin' onion, right?
Well, the basket thing
that's for billionaires.
By the way, sounds like the basket thing you were describing. It kind of sounds like a bloomin' onion,
similar.
but like in a basket shape.
Nah. No, because the bloomin' onion, you pick off one little thing at a time. And
what do you do with that bad boy, the basket
You
thing?
just knife and fork it, dude.
By the way,
it's a mess.
That's a
I want to fork it hard.
mess.
Fork the hell out of that.
Fork the hell out of that.
Fork it from behind.
I will
Knife
tell you
and
what,
fork it.
that the bloomin' onion, I think you've cited many times as being the most calorically intense.
Yeah, for a while it
Good
was,
for you.
especially if you're dipping it in whatever,
Fat.
mayo-based sauce they get.
Crisco.
Yeah, but I found an onion ring recipe, and I always, whenever I find these things, I send them to Steve Wilson from Secret Sauce because he just
Leave me alone.
No, he's
them.
always looking for something to make. But man, I wish I could find this thing that I shouldn't even said anything, guys.
Wait a second, Aaron. We're looking at this says air fryer bloomin' onion.
Oh, let's try that too.
That's
All
got to
right.
be a little healthier.
I want the basket onion, I want the bloomin' onion, and I want the air fried bloomin' onion. Right away.
I want a hot dog. I want a
Immediately.
cheeseburger.
Or I start shooting people.
You'll get nothing and like it.
Or I start. or I start shooting people.
Casey, when you said earlier in this conversation about the chocolate chips and the cookies, I thought you were referring to a bag of chocolate chips, not a chocolate chip cookie.
Cookies.
And so I would also like to pose this question to the room. If in a pinch you are without any desserts in the house,
Yes.
Will
Yes.
chocolate chip bag?
Yes.
Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Just chocolate chips?
Just chocolate chips.
Chocolate chip morsels. In fact, there's a 3/4 bag of chocolate chip morsels that are my emergency go-to.
Follow-up question here, Steve, because here's one that I like to do is, and I find this to be quote-unquote healthier, but it's sliced strawberries with chocolate chips and then whipped cream on top of that. Just as
That's interesting.
That's it.
That requires, though you have to be a chef to do that.
You do have to slice the strawberries. Yeah, it takes a little
Nick,
time.
Sometimes just whipped cream will do it for me.
All right.
In a pinch.
Oh, my God.
And I
My
mean,
kids,
that's
too.
standing in front of the fridge.
Preston.
That's right.
And then you take a big hit of nitrous when you're done.
Dude, I love that. And then if you ever do the chocolate, the
Chocolate whipped cream?
Never.
No. Yeah, I have. Yeah. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
I thought we did. What we determined we didn't like something. What was the whipped cream? It was flavor.
genocide.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't like
we're
genocide
all
either.
anti-genocide.
The peanut butter. Is that Reese? Yeah.
Reese's,
Okay.
not Reese.
Whatever.
The guy's name was Reese.
Reese's.
Apostrophe
That's
S.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inventor, the guy who made it, his name was Reese.
Mr. Reese.
Reginald Reese.
So it was Reese's. So
Peanut butter cups.
Peanut butter cups, not Reese.
So, Kathy, you said you did not like the peanut butter whipped cream?
No, I thought we got it here. We all tried it and we didn't. We
All right.
we as
We
the
need it
show
back
said
then.
we didn't like
We're going to
it.
have to do that again.
Yeah, we're gonna
Honestly,
have to-
calorically wise, though, for a quick, sweet hit, that's definitely that's solid.
Harry Burnett Reese, born in York County, Pennsylvania. He's the guy who invented is the founder of the H.B. Reese Candy Company.
He also invented the locomotive.
And I assume that Milton Hershey bought that from him at some point. So
I propose a deal.
I got you.
about
I would love to slather your locomotives in peanut butter.
he put the two of them together.
Yes.
I had no idea.
things that shouldn't be together.
Yeah, locomotives and peanut butter.
2 tickets for your peanut butter car, please.
All right. Well, we should take a quick break. I don't even know how we got here. I have no idea how we ended up here. Something.
Oh, wait a second. We're watching a video.
We found video of Kathy with Reese's peanut butter.
What year
whipped
was this?
cream? I don't know, but Kathy and Marissa look much younger.
I mean, we still.
Kathy, you must
I
have
mean,
been
you have a youthful glow about you always.
Oh, all
Both
right,
of you
okay.
do.
Like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I wasn't sure what you were saying.
Yeah.
No, you're still a young 50.
Why did just Marissa and I do this? It looks like it's just her and I. You guys aren't even in the
Where the hell are we?
studio. Where are you guys?
Well,
I mean,
we're in the studio, and it looked like there was a whole bunch of stuff on the. Here, hang on, Marissa knows. There was a whole bunch of stuff on the table there. What was that for, Marissa?
It was 2018. We did a contest where we bought groceries from Acme, and whoever guessed the cost of the groceries won like a $500 gift card.
Oh,
So we had like a whole bunch of groceries on the table.
and did we like it?
I don't think we loved it.
Okay. I don't remember tasting it.
Interesting. All right. Well, listen, let's take a break and come back in a moment because we got to get to the bizarre file, and we'll reiterate the MMRBQ announcement if you did not hear that yet. Stay with us. We'll be right back.